All right, everybody, we are live. The Sam Pod is back for the Tuesday night edition. Tuesday night, late night edition tonight. Been running around a little bit, but we finally gotten seated. And of course, it is, like we're saying, a little bit later in the evening here. I think the world is well aware of the news of the day. We're walking around the restaurant, and the next thing we get the news break. It's like, R.I.P. Of course, Dolly Parton did pass away today, Chad. So, we do have to start this off with, again, an RIP, a respectful memory of one of the great Hollywood careers of all time. And, we were, of course, talking with people at work about it, and it did have me thinking about the iconic story. I mean, everybody is going to mention the iconic story that Dolly Parton has. It's again, just when you mention her career and you're talking about it with people, again, it is one of just those initial things that you do think of with her. Again, the story that we're saying is the one of her writing Jolene and I Will Always Love You in the same night. I guess, there is like some stuff was like, oh, the manager is talking smack, and then next thing you know, she's in there just writing back to back number one hits. But it did have me thinking that it honestly might be, one of the great performances of all time, Chad. 2018 LeBron in game one of the finals, and then Dolly Parton on that night that she wrote those songs. But it genuinely might be, one of the best Hollywood stories out there. It like who has like a just a go-to story like that really, and I guess, obviously how epic it is as well too, that both of those songs were as just successful and amazing as they were. But, again, who just has a go-to I mean, even if we're talking about like Denzel or something like that, I guess, you would have all the roles that you would think of, and I guess, how does a movie role compared to writing a song? But, again, it is like thinking about like the checkpoints of their careers or something like that. It's not like this outside sort of situation that really does add like to the legend of it. And again, it's not a legend, obviously it's a story, but again, just the fact that it does, as like we're saying, as crazy of a story it is, that it does exist like that, and that it just is at the front of the mind when you first think of that person in that way as well too. I was like, is it like, is it is it Richard Gere with the gerbil? I don't know. Like again, like what do you think of when you just think of a Hollywood person? Hey, yo. But just when again, if it's not like the role of like, oh, oh, Brady, what do you think of the highlight or something like that? Is it like, oh, Brady's number one non-football moment is like, I don't know, like kissing his kid in the situation. I don't know. Again, like what do you think of who has the, I guess, Bo Jackson would have been one that had like the urban legends as well too. But again, there's not like maybe the consensus one that everybody talks about. I mean, the one that I remember from, because if you watch the 30 for 30 on Bo Jackson, obviously shout out to Bo Jackson, but and again, this is rest in peace Dolly Parton. But if you watch the 30 for 30 on Bo Jackson, they do start with some of the people talking about what those crazy potential stories are, and one of the ones that I remember the most is, and again, we're not eulogizing Bo Jackson here, but just to talk about again those great stories like that you think of when you think of iconic people like that. They mention one where he like jumps like a 40-foot ravine or something like that, like a 40-foot. I guess we're gonna have to go back and fire up the Bo Jackson 30 for 30. And again, you're going 40 feet. Like, how did Bo Jackson do that? Again, that's the point. The point is, it's like a it's a myth. I guess a 40-foot jump is a crazy jump. Hey yo, there was a basketball court at the church we used to go to, and I remember they telling us that the ceiling was 25 feet tall. So I was just think like that almost double Bo Jackson just jumping that is pretty crazy. Just sideways. And maybe again I have to go back and double check, but I think the story in the 30 for 30 is 40 feet. But again, nobody has as good of a story like that I guess can be proven, or that again everybody kind of thinks of as well. Like what do you say, like Mike Tyson with the ear with the Evander Holyfield again? Is that like the hey yo? But again, like who has that epic of a story as well too? And probably is it the number one songwriting night in history? I don't know. You go back to some, I guess maybe some of those classical music days where you're just, I don't know, they were just banging out concertos, just night after night or whatever. I don't know exactly they call musical piece, the classical music compositions back in the day. Again, it's just like Mozart banging out, 3 a night. Hey, pause. What are we talking about? Musical songs. But again, for like we're saying, one legend. Like nobody really has that situation. So it is gonna be, again, like we're saying, just it is one of the best, if not probably the best, amazing Hollywood story like that as well too. And maybe do we need to like read some more books about that and figure out what's going on there? But do we go, best Hollywood stories? What does that even mean? Hey, yo. But if I guess our computer's been listening, hopefully it's just like, oh yeah, obviously Dolly Parton writing both the songs in one night. Uh, the survivor of the Titanic, I guess that is pretty epic, as well too. But again, we don't like know the name, as well. Top, what is this? Hollywood's 25 movies based on an inspirational true story. The cover photo here is The Rock. I don't know what true story this even is, as well too. Is this him from Ballers? I don't know. I'm like, what's the most real thing The Rock has done in his career? What's on here? I guess The Rock's not in The Blind Side. I guess what's number 6 on this list? I don't know. But again, you don't even like. I guess maybe like old Hollywood has some of those. Like what? I guess what's the legend of the one guy that was it? Hey, yo, Chad. Who's this? Who is the $6 million man? How does that? How does that? Again, now when we say that, you're like, oh, we know the story where you're going. Again, is that like a story you want to be known for? I guess. Hey, yo. But again, they're like, who had those people when we just say like, what's that situation with the $6 million man? And you're just like, oh yeah, I kind of know where you're going. If you go know the Hollywood story, you're just like, oh yeah, what's that story about Dolly Parton? And you're like, oh yeah, she just wrote two of the biggest hits of all time in one night. Hey yo, I guess what's that Kanye lyric where he's like 5 beats a day for 3 summers? He never says one day where he's like, oh, these were the 5, what's the day that's comparable to Jolene? And I get writing, the beats that are comparable there. I don't know. He never like gives the stats for, again, he obviously was able to, over the course there get some pretty good beats. But again, in a single day, 5 beats a day, I'm sure he had a day where he had, 2 good cuts in the day. And I'm sure, any producer, I guess, do we have a producer story of like, oh, this producer flipped both these beats? At the same time, you do hear with some of the, obviously the hip hop samples and stuff, or just some of the hip hop beats of maybe some where it's like, oh, this guy made this one in 10 minutes or something like that, or 15 minutes, or just, was messing around and just, made one of the greatest hits of all time. But, again, it's not necessarily at the front of the mind in the same way as well, too. It's like, oh, yeah, I watched the YouTube breakdown of that and, saw how it went, and maybe, it went the YouTube clip was, viral in the hip hop community at the time. Or something like that. But I guess, obviously there are great studio stories as well too. And, obviously maybe, studio legends as well. You think studio stories is the first one you think of, is it Pac getting ambushed? Obviously, hey, rest in peace to Pac. But, there are obviously iconic studio stories of artists, sparring back and forth as well too. It just, even lyrically dropping verses. But, again, I don't think anybody tops the Dolly Parton story. I think it really is like it could definitely be the number one. And again, it is obviously just, unique as well too. Maybe there is like a movie situation, something, I don't know. Again, you wouldn't necessarily like write 2 movies in the same day. I guess you could write 2, movie ideas and 2 movie concepts if it was like, oh, Steven Spielberg put E.T. and Indiana Jones down on a napkin in the same day. Like, that could have happened, I guess. But you can't like again write 2 movies in the same day in the same way. And yes, they are different, obviously, like different levels of entertainment. A song is a couple minutes versus again a movie is obviously a feature situation there. But still, from a entertainment pop culture, pop culture penetration, from a pop culture impact standpoint, like a song can be as impactful as popular, as powerful as a movie can as well too. Is it more fair to compare albums to movies as well? But again, if we're just talking over the vast course of entertainment, you could maybe make the cases that some songs are more important than some movies or whatever. So again, I think it could be equally as, it's like I say, equally as impressive as well. Again, I feel like there might be a screenwriter story or something. Maybe Town was cooking up something. Town was really, the typewriter was going one day. Or Stephen King as well. Stephen King's obviously always putting out novels. Maybe he was really writing. I'm sure Stephen King had a couple of really good writing days in there as well. But again, you wouldn't necessarily like write two two whole books in a day. Maybe Stephen King could. I don't know. Hey, Stephen King challenge, the Dolly Parton challenge. Yeah, the Dolly Parton challenge. 2 books in a day. Hey, yo. Again, he obviously has the power to, like, if he is it like Drake dropping through? I guess did Drake make Habiti and Maid of Honor in the same night? Hey, yo, drop the 3 albums, going number one there. I guess what's comparable. Again, it's not gonna be the urban legend. We're not gonna be like, oh, Drake. Remember the year that he dropped 3 albums that went, almost number. He dropped 3 albums that were top of the charts. I mean, it's like, yeah, we know that that's just kind of what's gonna happen on the day that it drops. It's like, the staying power. If the albums had all stayed up there for, it's like, oh, we're on month 3 and he's still 1, 2, and 3 on the charts, and then all of the albums went up to number 1 at some point. Maybe we'd have to go back. Maybe they ended up doing that, but again, it's not even like the number 1 story for Drake's career as well too. It's a cool moment, and definitely is like, oh, he's back in terms of the Drake never left the streams. Drake's as popular as ever, but again, it's not the same sort of story. And again, I don't even know if there is a sports performance that does compare to writing, 2 number one singles as well too. I mean, both those definitely did go number 1. I guess we are young enough that we do have to double check. I feel like it's even bad to ask, did Jolene go number 1? Hey, yo. But do we just go Dolly Parton's story and just be like, yeah, what's the Dolly Parton story? I guess her cover of Brandy Carlisle's song "The Story" is what, as actually the first thing that pops up on Google apparently. But the story behind the recording, no, the songwriting story. Hey, yo. Chat. I mean, basically the Iron Man of entertainment. Dolly Parton, American millionaire, musician, actress, philanthropist, businesswoman. The Wikipedia's just got, obviously, again, tons of descriptions there as well too. The iconic career. I can't say that again. Like we're saying, the iconic story, so that those 2 songs are associated with her. I'm sure if we went through the list, we would maybe recall some more as well too. But we can be honest again. Maybe we don't always revisit the Dolly Parton discography all the time. So you maybe, again, do you say you hate to say that it takes a person passing on, rest in peace, to sometimes remind you to revisit the career in that same way? Again, you have it with actors as well too. It's not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying, for our own, pay attention. Sometimes it does, remind you to pay attention just to more artists as well too, and I guess appreciate them while they're around as well. But again, there was, our family did, really did like going down to this place in Missouri called Branson. And I feel like it is popular enough. People do, know what's going on. There's some theme parks and stuff. It's pretty fun. But Dolly Parton's got like a show set up down there, like a dinner show. And, hey, I guess, we go back and revisit and see what's going on there. I don't know. But I remember we did, again, we just blame being dragged along as kids. It is what it is. Like we're saying, we have to go investigate this content of this dinner show. Again, if, as an adult, really see what was going on there. I guess we're, calling out too much. We're not calling it out too much, but, rest in peace, Dolly Parton. But I guess what the point is, that was where I even first remember just like, knowing the name in a major way as well too, was just, this show that we were going to. And it's like, okay, why is this, it's explained pretty quickly. You're like, why is this show named after this person? You're like, oh, well, this person's like a super famous, super successful person. So, they get to be able to have one of these types of shows as well too. But and they do have this, I do remember they do have this soup that is pretty good. It's like maybe like is it like a Michelin? It's not like Michelin stars, but they do have a couple of courses there for sure. And I remember that being one of them, and it's pretty good. But that part was, I guess I don't remember exactly what the main course was. Again, we just maybe we're gonna go back and revisit. I don't know, but like we're saying, that was the first connection to the name. So we will, I guess, now have to, like we're saying, go back and look into the music in the proper way as well too, and go for what is her songs there. Yeah, I guess Jolene, 900 million on the streams as of right now. Oh, I guess a feature on Tyrant from Beyonce. That's in the top 5 right now on her on part in Spotify. And then I guess is there a couple of versions of I Will Always Love You on here? It looks like it. Here You Come Again. Hey, yo, chat. I don't know if that's a pause or not, but again, maybe the cuts on the Jolene album here. Again, we're gonna be just queuing up Jolene in the gym tomorrow. There's a song on here called Randy. Hey, yo, Chad, is that gonna get messy? I don't know. We're gonna have to go back and queue that one up. 9 to 5 Odd Jobs. So again, is it even smart to ask? Did Dolly Parton do the soundtrack on 9 to 5? I mean, that would make sense, right? A starring role for her in her career. Again, you mentioned the songs. If you're going for the movies and stuff and going for the other courses of entertainment, that is probably the number one movie role that you would think of. Her debut album, Hello, I'm Dolly. Beginning a career spanning nearly 60 years, 49 studio albums from Dolly Parton. So, again, we got, rappers right now dropping like their 15th studio album way late in their career. And it's like, oh, look, these guys are still making good music. Dolly Parton, 50 studio albums. Hey, yo. 11 Grammys, three Emmy Awards, the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award, along with nominations for 2 Academy Awards, 6 Golden Globes, and a Tony Award as well too. So it does say nominations. So an EGOT, am I reading this right? Is this an EGOT nomination at least? So, we pull up the list of EGOT winners, but do we have to go through the E real? We got the E for the Grammy, or the E for the Emmy. Hey, oh, chat, we can't even spell. The E for the Emmy, the G for the Grammy, the O for the Academy Award, O-Academy, I guess if you spell it that way. But is it the Irish version of the Oscars, the O-Academy? Chat, just let us write next year. It is what it is. I mean, I don't know if that one probably is going to get cut, but at least now we're motivating the room to really, step up our game. I mean, we're out here writing O-Academy. Hey, yo. But what are we saying? Yeah, along with 2 Academy Awards, so you get the O, and then EGOT, so just T, and then the Tony. So yeah, you do have the nominations for the EGOT. The EGOT, if you put the Humanitarian Award in there as well too, the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award, which is, obviously is the most important one of all, the work there. But, again, the overall talent in the industry as well too. Do we immediately hit the rankings? It's like the Bill Simmons basketball pyramid. Where does Dolly Parton land in the entertainment rankings? No, we don't have to do that. But, again, just from those types of accumulation of accolades, you obviously see, again, like we're saying, just the diversity of the roles that she was able to take on in her career there. Parton composed more than 3,000 songs, including I Will Always Love You, a 2-time U.S. country chart topper, an international hit for Whitney Houston that sold 40 million copies worldwide. Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, and 9 to 5. As an actress, she started 9 to 5, and then also this other movie in 82 as well too, earning a Golden Globe nomination for both, as well as Rhinestones, Steel Magnolias. Oh, that's what because we said that we were going to watch The Bodyguard in honor, because I guess we have that on DVD here. Is this in the main stack? Oh, chat, we should move it to the top. Where is it at? We'll move it to the top, chat. Out of respect. Hey, yo, does Dolly Parton have a song on the Too Fast, Too Furious soundtrack? We get the order right here. I don't know. I think Dolly Parton might have had a crush on Michael B. Jordan, so we'll put the Creed second. I'm sure that's right. But now The Bodyguard's up there top as well too, chat. Again, rest in peace to Whitney Houston as well too. But somebody did say, they were like, oh, they're gonna queue up Steel Magnolias as well too. And who else is in that? That does sound, obviously like, Julia Roberts is also in that as well too. Sally Field, Dolly Parton, Shirley MacLaine, Daryl Hannah just in there as well too. Olympia Dukakis and Julia Roberts, chat. Hey, yo, we might be queuing up Steel Magnolias as well too. This is crazy. Is that everybody we got there? I guess so. I don't know why sometimes when they do the cast photo, they have like the cast photo on the poster and then the names on top, why the names don't align with the cast photo. Like, why is Julia Roberts' name over Dolly Parton? Why is Daryl Hannah's name over Julia Roberts? We got Shirley MacLaine's name over Sally Fields, I'm pretty sure. I guess, can we tell all these white ladies apart? I don't know, I guess we can't mix and match the whole thing here, chat. It is what it is. Pause. But either way, based on a play of the same name, I guess we don't necessarily need to do spoilers for Steel Magnolias. The supporting cast features Tom Skerritt, Dylan McDermott, Okay. Oh, I was thinking of Dermot Mulrooney. Dylan McDermott. Okay. Kevin J. O'Connor and Sam Shepard as well too. Harling based the story in part on his sister, who passed away in '85 from complications of type 1 diabetes. Oh, rest in peace to her. The film Roberts plays Shelby, the character based on Susan. There, hey, yo, Chad, are we ready to shed a tear tonight? I don't know. So maybe I guess The Bodyguard. Are we gonna get emotional when when Kevin Costner's running toward the plane? I don't know, but it was so sweet. They're made for each other. But I guess then obviously that's such a what do you say, the depth of that relationship obviously as well too. But and either way, but with an estimated sales exceeding 100 million records, Parton, one of the best-selling music artists of all time. Her music includes record RIAA, certified gold, platinum, all that stuff. 25 of her songs, 25 number one on the Billboard Country Music charts, tied with Reba McEntire for most by a female artist. She had 44 career top 10 country albums, a record for any artist, and 110 career charted singles over 40 years. So let's make sure we're comprehending all these stats real quick. She had 44 career top 10 country albums, a record for any artist. So I'm assuming 44 albums in the top 10 is what the record is, right? Obviously for country, I'm sure that's a record as well too, but again, I don't know of any other artists that would have 44 albums in the top 10. Who else has 44 albums in their career? But in the top 10 as well too. So that, and the stats, Chad, is this like a LeBron James, of albums here? It's like, just lock it in. Every album's going to be in the top 10. 49 studio albums, 44 in the top 10. So just the consistency there from Dolly Parton is crazy. I guess Asia Wilson. Maybe we can make the comparisons a little better. Tarasi, but either way, her 49th and final studio solo album, Rockstar, 2023, became her highest charting Billboard 200 album, peaking at number 3. So again, the longevity, late in the career, the last season, like Brady on the Bucks, just winning a Super Bowl. Hey, maybe even a little better than Brady's last season as well too. Your last album becomes your highest charting album. Like, that's pretty crazy. And again, you've sold over 100 million records all the time. You're like, let me just drop one more. Rockstar, boom, top 3. Hey, yo. But obviously, again, the records are crazy there, for sure. And I mean, is "I Will Always Love You"? I guess you could make the case for it maybe being is it the number one song in the '90s? Again, it is going to be in the mix for the greatest song of all time as well too. So you just the Hall of Fame status of being, again, the writer for that as well. And obviously, again, she was like, I wrote the song for Whitney Houston as well. It is a little like, again, having Denzel acting at the point where it's like, oh, we wrote this part with Denzel in mind. It's like, everybody wants Denzel in their movie. It's like, who's gonna make your song better? Just if you write a song, who's gonna make it sound better in the '90s? Whitney Houston is gonna just sing that song better. And obviously, the just how, I guess, are we gonna do the musical breakdown? We're not the dissect pod here, but just the how crazy that song is to attempt from like a karaoke standpoint. I guess the difficulty level of that song. Again, it is almost like scientifically proven over time that Whitney Houston is like the only one that can actually sing that song correctly, because again, you don't try to do that song. I know that, comparing it to the Gen Pop over here is a little bit different, but again, you can't. There's literally not another artist in history that would do a song. Is a hot take. Whitney Houston had a great voice, one of the best of all time. He get recipes, but again, like Frank Sinatra doing "I Will Always Love You," like Frank Sinatra's a good singer, like obviously, one of the greats, and he's gonna have a smooth version of it. I guess I line up the careers there properly, but we're just thinking of a guy. Hey, just from all time. I don't know. Big X the Plug on the "I Will Always Love You" remix. Who's to say? But who would have, like, I guess, there would be great vocals today. Like, even like Leon Thomas doing a 2026 remix "I Will Always Love You." Like, it's gonna be great. Again, it's gonna say his vocals are smooth. He's gonna remix it in a way that he's gonna be able to again navigate the song. He's not gonna have to compete with Whitney, but he's probably gonna modernize the production. It's gonna be good. But is anybody going to actually perform the song like Whitney Houston is? No. So it is, again, to Dolly Parton's credit, one of the best pieces of what do you say, like GMing for a song as well too. Like you don't really, I guess, again, and what do we follow, outside of hip hop and outside of like Kendrick and Drake as well too. So, Kendrick does have this for sure. I mean, I guess Drake and Kendrick are a little on both sides of it because, obviously now it's like, oh, Drake doesn't even write his own raps, and then when he does, it's like, oh, Iceman, is he rapping like he's from the Fresh, like he's on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song. And, Kendrick sometimes it's like, oh, actually Kendrick has all of these reference tracks and all of these beats that he gave away and stuff like that as well too. There is the, I guess, is it on? It might be on Untitled Unmastered, or it's on To Pimp a Butterfly. It's from that era where, like, on the outro of the songs, he's one of the outro of the songs. I'm trying. Is it Untitled '02 or Untitled '07? I don't remember, but maybe it's '02. Where at the end of the song, he's like, who's on the drums? Put him on the drums. He's All Day, Mortal Man, King Kunta, and obviously All Day. People are like, oh, is that a reference to the Kanye song? Where is that a song that was supposed to be for Kendrick first? I think maybe he had some songs that, again, his work with Keem, I mean, even his work with J-Rock as well too. Again, like we're saying, maybe sometimes it's a reference track. Is he actually like writing a verse? But maybe he's wrote in verses as well too. But again, has anybody written a verse for another rapper that's arguably one of the greatest songs of all time? And then who would even, I guess maybe if you were a songwriter, I guess, we can go back through Drake's. Is Drake the only one that could compete here as well too? Because I guess if Kendrick is competing with Drake, again, Kendrick, he writes his own. I guess Hove would obviously, be in the mix as well too. There'd be so many guys. We're just talking about best verse of all time. But again, writing it for somebody else, I guess. If we're just talking, who are the first people that pop into mind when it's like who are writing raps for other people? Again, we tread lightly, allegedly Drake, but also, allegedly, maybe Diddy as well too. He did have like Mason stuff writing a lot of his raps there. And again, I don't know if like you're like, oh, Diddy, had the "I Will Always Love You" of song. Like he does have some, some iconic. It is what it is. The man does have some iconic songs in his own, discography there with his own album, No Way Out, and obviously just the music that he's produced over the course of his career, as well too. The features there, I'm sure he's had, ghostwriters on his feature verses and stuff as well too. But again, I don't think he would be in the mix for that. If we were just going off of his own solo discography or chat, I guess we're pulling up the Diddy Spotify for research purposes. 12.6 million listeners, so hey, there's an audience. But I Will Be Missing You is number 1 right now with 800 million. So obviously iconic, like we're saying, track there. But iconic production, iconic smooth flow, like is an iconic verse in the songwriting song, maybe in the same way that again, it doesn't compare with "I Will Always Love You" in terms of value there. I think it is in a little bit of a different tier. It is what it is. Again, shout out to Faith Evans as well too. Been Around the World. Which one have we've been bumping a lot? Is that the David Bowie sample? Let me just cue this one back up here real quick. I think it is. Oh wait, it's connected to my AirPods, not the speaker. Let me get a switch back over. It is. Whoa, we're blasting it now. Pause. But yeah, they've been playing the David Bowie song at work, so it's like, oh, and I guess this is just the one we think of when the David Bowie song's going. David Bowie, I don't even know what he's saying over there because I just keep in my own mind just been around the world, and it's just like, oh, I guess we're singing a different song, but that's big as well too, kind of. But again, either way, I think that again, this is clearly the best case of the talent transfer there as well too. And again, if we queue up a Dolly Parton version of "I Will Always Love You," it's gonna be good. Dolly Parton's an amazing singer, but like we're saying, who else is gonna get outside of like Michael? Like if you write the song for Michael, but who else is gonna do that type of ability on the song? Nobody. So it's, again, credit to her for doing that as well too. Like Jolene, you don't need to give that song to Whitney, and it isn't impressive. Like she does, get up there as well too. Jolene, but again, it doesn't require the same thing when you're just like, and just the way she's going for that. Obviously, again, it's great stuff for sure. But it's Dolly Parton's like, I'll win the title with Jolene myself. It's fine. I got that one there. I guess again, we're assuming that this is one of the other number ones here as well too. Considered by critics to be one of the most represented songs of the country genre. The song was listed ranked number 217 on Rolling Stone's magazine of the 500 greatest songs of all time in '04. 217 seems a little low, chat. Hey, yo. Again, I guess, like we're saying, how much are we revisiting the Dolly Parton, discography in general all the time? Maybe not as much as we should. But again, for as much as people talk about that song, I feel like, and if they are saying one of the most represented country songs of the genre, like I guess, maybe I know like the country music that was popular when we were, listening to the radio and stuff like that. But again, like the all-time country music songs, like are there 10 country music songs from especially again from a maybe if you really go to the country music fan, they're like, oh, this song from this guy is like, is Bob Dylan country? I mean, or John Denver or something. I don't know. Is Country Road has to be a country song? I mean, it's literally got country in the in the title there. Hey yo, but again, from just a general population standpoint, there can't be other super popular other more than that. As well, greatest country songs of all time. We're gonna have to clear our search history after this, chat. Hey yo, Billboard in 2025 got a top 100 here, and I guess Rolling Stone updated their list as well too. I mean, look at who's on the poster, chat. Hey yo, we got Dolly Parton right there. So I mean, that just shows you probably what we're talking about here. Rascal Flatts at 100. Do we just go to the? Let's just get to the chase, chat. Spoiler alert for the list, if you haven't seen the list yet as well. Jolene, number 1 of all time. Boom. Hey yo. So and again, obviously, things do continue to age, and the importance of it continues to, be made over time as well too. The song, again, like we're saying, this list dropped 20 years after this 2004 Rolling Stone list, but in 2004, I think the song could have been better than 217. Again, even greatest of all time. So you're talking, I mean, and I guess, no argument for if Jolene's the number 1 at that point, then that makes sense. But if there's other country songs in the 217 above Jolene, then that's obviously getting close. Again, Patsy Cline, Crazy. Maybe if it played, we would know. Oh, written by Willie Nelson. Hey, yo. I guess maybe does like Ed Sheeran write songs for Taylor Swift or something like that? Or maybe John Mayer has written songs for somebody. I don't know. Again, it's just like what stories do we know? But Willie Nelson, I guess, written by Willie Nelson, Crazy not only accepts defeat, but internalizes and embraces it. Hey, yo. I guess the page is no longer scrolling up here. We can use this here. Is this Willie Nelson at number 3 here? Oh, so Willie Nelson, hey, yo, turns out he's a great country music singer as well, too. On the Road Again. Again, I can't cue up the melody, though, like we can Jolene, just in our mind instantly. I mean, I'm sure we will get to the point at some point that we can. George Jones, He Stopped Loving Her Today. No, still don't know that one. Oh, I guess, yeah, I Walk the Line. Honestly, again, for just songs that people can just, I guess, sing off the top of their head, I Walk the Line. Well, I guess I don't even really know I Walk the Line. I just, like we've said before, Johnny Cash doesn't really sing. He just kind of talks. So I guess if we just kind of say, I walk the line, and then it's just like, oh, I guess you know the song. It's like, I don't really actually know the song at all. I just am going to say the song title like that and just assume that that is close enough. But Cash's first number 1 on the Billboard chart, chat. Again, TikTok, it hasn't always been bad music on the number 1 charts. Hank Williams, I guess, is a name that we know. I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. Hey, country music, happy music over here. Loretta Lynn's Coal Miner's Daughter, number 7. The Carter Family, Circle. Can the Circle Be Unbroken? I feel like this one's pretty close to knowing that one there. I feel like we can cue that up, after one more listen. But Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks. Ooh, I guess that one is in the Midwest here. You'll still hear that one out every now and then. Again, I can't really think of how that one goes at the moment. I guess we can just sing the song title again. I got friends. I guess that's the kind of the ones like I got friends in low places. But I don't know more than maybe he said. I think does he say low places twice there? I got friends in low places, low place. No, see that doesn't sound right. Hey, yo. I guess are we going to pollute our Spotify with all of this other country music? I don't know. Again, Dolly Parton acceptable, but maybe anybody else. I don't know. We'll have to double check on who else is in there. I guess Beyonce's country album and Big X Plug's country album is also in there. Tammy, and we don't really go back to Big X Plug country album, but again, we like Big X Plug, so we'll just consider it, in the list as well too. Tammy Wynette's Stand By Your Man is number 10. Merle Haggard, Mama Tried. Mama Tried, number 11. I guess I do know the name Merle Haggard as well, too. You don't really forget that name. But 200 greatest. Let's see if Rolling Stone corrected their mistake here, and just was like, okay, I guess Jolene is the greatest song, country song of all time. Where are we at on the list? Did we only make it to like 180 here? Yeah, 151. Shout out. But again, we're on the search for Dolly Parton at the moment. Rest in peace to the legend. Let's see here. Charlie Pride, Kissin' Angel, Good Morning, number 19. Lefty Frizzle, I've got the money, I got the time. Number 18. Something about that sounds kind of familiar, but maybe that lyric's just been remixed as well too. I don't know. Ernest Tubb. I've never heard of Ernest Tubb before. I guess 41, a little before our days, 1941. But I guess his name hasn't lived on the same way as Ernest Tubb. Buck Owens. Hey, yo, the suit game is kind of crazy here. I guess this guy's the lead singer. I don't know. But it says, I got a tiger by the tail. Oh, chat, Buck Owens. Okay. This hilarious tune about a hard partying woman. Whoa, chat. Again, Rolling Stone writing this up in 2024. This hilarious tune about a hard partying woman is powered by a wiry guitar style that influenced the Beatles and the Byrds. Byrds, and I guess we're just reading it like Kevin Byard. An essential example of the spunky Bakerfield sound that toughened up the 60s, toughened up 60s country. Hey, yo, you wouldn't expect by this picture that these guys were toughened up 60s country. But I guess they were, chat. Hey, yo, it says the idea for the single. Hey, yo, oh, sure, it came to Buck Owens during a drive. Yeah, sure. What was he driving, chat? But what was going for a ride that night? There it is. With the legendary songwriter, legendary songwriter partner Harlan Howard. Shout out. Unnoticed, upon noticing a sign with the SO gas slogan, "Put a tiger in your tank." Owen said to Howard, "How about Tiger by the Tail for a title?" Howard jotted down some lyrics in the back seat. Owen improvised the melody on spot, and the song was complete before the trip was over. Howard considered Tiger a novelty tune, was skeptical of the song's potential, but Tiger proved to be Owen's biggest hit to date, quickly reaching number 1 on the country chart and eventually providing the Nashville establishment outsider with the single and highest charting with the first crossover pop single of his career. So this song became like the Back to the Future when they're like, "Oh, what's that sound you're looking for? It's Get the Tiger by the Tail." Hey, yo. Again, not a song we've ever heard of before, but I mean, seems like some of the phrasing is transcended time, but can the circle be unbroken is back again. Okay, so it seems like the top of the list is, pretty set as well too. Glenn Campbell, Wichita lineman. Hey, yo, I didn't even know Wichita had a football team, chat, but I thought they were a basketball school. Oh, man. George Strait as well. Merle Haggard, once again, shout out. Great name. Tammy Wynette back again, top 10. Jimmy Rogers. Ray Charles as well, too. I guess, I'm probably, blending genres throughout his entire career. So he's going to be in the mix if he's going to have some country stuff in there. Oh, 62 album, modern sounds in country and Western music. Hey, yo, shout out. We need to, again, queue up more Ray Charles as well, too. George Jones, Hank Williams, Patsy Cline, Crazy, number 3. Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line, number 2. And then Dolly Parton, Jolene, number 1. Hey, yo, Jolene is Dolly Parton's pinnacle as a singer-songwriter and storyteller. The ultimate country heartbreak song, and after 50 years, it's more iconic than ever. I was telling my own stories, speaking my own feelings, Parton told Rolling Stone in 1975. I'm a pretty bold person. While the world was falling in love with her self-described backwoods Barbie image. Hey, yo, chat, Angel Reese and Dolly Parton maybe have a couple things in common there. She was, I guess, fighting to make her way as a woman in Nashville, writing tough-minded tales like Coat of Many Colors, Down from Dover. In Jolene, she begs another woman not to steal her man, hitting high, lonesome notes straight from the Great Smoky Mountains. It was a number 1 country hit in 1973, yet it feels both ancient and uncannily modern. Jolie has inspired great interpretations by many artists from Miley Cyrus to White Stripes to Beyonce, but it's the song that sums up Dolly Parton at her realest and greatest. Hey, yo, so again, Rolling Stone, definitely moving the song up the rankings over a course of 20 years there. That is for sure. And again, like we're saying, the importance to the Bodyguard soundtrack as well too. Whitney Houston recorded a pop ballad arrangement of the song for the 1992 film The Bodyguard. Houston's version peaked at #1 in the Billboard Hot 100 for a then record-breaking 14 weeks. It's like Not Like Us and I Will Always Love You. I guess, dominating the charts in history. The single was certified diamond by the RIAA, making Houston's first diamond single, the third female artist to have both diamond single and a diamond album, and becoming the best-selling single by a woman in the U.S. Again, written by Dolly Parton. And, again, obviously, shout out to Whitney Houston as well, too. But just to remember the day as well. And, obviously, so many, again, great people as well, too, that have gone on, rest in peace. So many great careers to remember. But, like we're saying, making, helped out Houston's career there a little bit for sure there in terms of some of the stat stuff. But with over 40 million copies sold. And, again, like we're saying, like we're saying about the performance as well, too. It takes the song to the extra level for sure. Nobody else can take it to that level. But it becomes the best-selling single of all time by a female soloist. It's like running an offense with a certain level of quarterback. It's like, oh, I guess, Russell Wilson could do that pretty well, but Mahomes could do that definitely like enough better where it's going to take it to the extra level. Like Wilson could still win the Super Bowl, but Mahomes at his best is going to have this type of dynasty type run. I guess is it like Brady and, Phillip Rivers or something like that as well too, who's say, but it's like obviously still, again, an all-time great in their own right, but just a little extra level that Shay, I guess, Dolly Parton is Shay. Seems a little early for Shay to get the Dolly Parton comp, but Shay and MJ or something like that. I don't know. Just, I guess we're comparing voice talent there as well, too. Again, just Whitney Houston being on her own level. But it was the world's best-selling single of 1992. Houston won the Grammy Award for Record of the Year and Grammy Award for Best Pop Vocal Performance Female. In 1994, for I Will Always Love You, Houston also won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year for the Bodyguard soundtrack as well, too. And obviously, the rest of the soundtrack slaps, so it's not just like, carried by one song. It's a great album. But it just has one of the best-selling singles of all time as well. The song was recorded by many other artists: Linda Ronstadt, John Doe, Amber Riley, Kenny Rogers, LeAnn Rimes, Christina Grimes, Sarah Washington, whose dance version reached number 12 in the UK singles. I Will Always Love You has been recognized by BMI for over 10 million broadcast performances. So yeah, Dolly Parton wrote the song in 1973 for her one-time partner and mentor, Porter Wagoner, whom she separated from professionally after a 7-year partnership, and recorded it in RCA Studio B in Nashville, June 12th, 1973. Hey, yo, so we just need to make like a holiday there as well, too. Just writing all these songs. Author Curtis W. Ellison stated the song speaks about the breakup of a relationship between a man and a woman that does not descend into unremitting domestic turmoil, but envisions parting with respect because of the initiative of the woman. The country love track is set in the time signature of common time. Oh, I guess now we're just getting technical here with the tempo of 66 beats per minute. I guess who knows what that means. During an interview on Bobby Bones' show, Dolly Parton revealed she wrote her signature song Jolene the same day as I Will Always Love You. Clarified later how early demo versions of both songs were recorded on the same cassette tape and might have been written a few days apart. So I guess, who's to say? But, the version of the story goes they were written on the same night. And again, same cassette tape as well, too. So that basically proves it. Several times long before Whitney Houston recorded a song, Dolly Parton suggested singer Patti LaBelle, and that she recorded I Will Always Love You because she felt LaBelle could have sung it so well. However, LaBelle admitted she kept putting off the opportunity to do so and later deeply regretted it after she heard Whitney Houston's rendition. And again, obviously Patti LaBelle would have had a great version as well, too. But again, what are you going to do? Whitney Houston's, again, MJ just winning 6 titles with that song. It is what it is. There's just nothing you're going to, Patti LaBelle's like, who's the pre-MJ? Again, I guess Dr. J is kind of the pre-MJ. I guess, Patti LaBelle as Dr. J is kind of a good comp in some ways. I don't know, Patti LaBelle just dunking from the free throw line early on in her career. But, again, like, it would have been great. Like, MVPs, win the title, trade for Moses Malone later on. I don't know, but then you get to MJ in the '90s, and it's like, oh man, a whole new level of basketball. The shoes, Gatorade. I don't know, but Spike Lee's doing commercials. I guess with MJ. I don't know. Did Spike Lee ever do a commercial with Whitney Houston? Because we'll have to hit the Google and see if that ever happened. But again, even if Patti LaBelle, because like I say, other artists recorded it, and not to again shout out to Patti LaBelle. We're just saying that like we said many times, it's just unbeatable what you're gonna compete against there with the performance. I Will Always Love You was issued March 18th in '74 as the second single from Parton's 13th studio album Jolene as well. During its original release, I Will Always Love You charted number 4 in Canada and peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart, becoming one of the best singles of 1974 as well too. It's like when they re-released Avatar in theaters and it just went back up to number 1, and later on critical reception. I guess this guy Curtis Ellison really loves this song. Country music's culture from Hard Times to Heaven, 1995. He stated, in the early 90s, when ambiguity in romantic relationships accompanies changing expectations for both men and women, this song demonstrates Dolly Parton's appeal as a songwriter in the pop music market. Writer Paul Simpson stated that the track has been written to soften the blow of Parton's and Wagner's split, I guess, there as well too. But yeah, obviously, like we're saying, one of the great performances of all time that you have to say. Oh, in '82 as well. Oh, re-recorded it for a movie. Hey, I guess so. A double movie soundtrack song. A little rare there. It was the first single from the soundtrack album. The single eventually hit number 1 on the country charts. Again, earning Parton a rare distinction, reaching the song. So did the song reach number? Oh, I guess it didn't quite go number 1 in the '70s. That would have been crazy if it went number 1 in 3 decades. But it might have it might have popped back up at number 1 at some point. I guess the Christian Chenoweth version, chat. Hey, yo, I don't know about that, but Sarah Washington version as well too. I guess '95 would have maybe be the later one here. So there's no, I guess. See also, I guess I Will Always Love You, Whitney recorded version. List of Australia number 1 hits 1993. Hey, yo. I guess it doesn't have any list of hits in the 80s. Do we have to Google here and see real quick? Has I Will Always Love You. Am I saying this right? Ayo. Has I Will Always Love You gone number 1 in the 21st century? And maybe it would have still had the opportunity to go number 1 in 3 decades. No, apparently not. It has not. So, Chad, we need to push "I Will Always Love You" back up to number 1 on the charts somehow. And it may be easier now than ever because the charts have just been like, it's just like, oh, I guess you just get up to number 1 on the charts now. No, that's obviously not true, but they have redone some of the numbers in some ways. The single was released November 2nd, '92, hit number 1 November of '92 as well too. Like we're saying, 14 weeks there as well. But I think it is possible. It is possible. Again, some the MJ songs were all back in the charts and stuff after the music drop, after the movie dropped. So I will imagine that the music could definitely hit a resurgence now as well too. I Will Always Love You just going crazy on TikTok. I mean, it could happen for sure. I'm surprised we haven't had more edits to the song in some ways, but and speaking of the movie as well too, I guess the Dolly Parton movie is something to keep in mind as well. Who will play Dolly Parton in the movie? I don't. Hey, yo, is this the Sydney Sweeney role that is gonna break as well? Let's get Dolly Parton up here and see what we got for an actor. Chat. I don't know if we're gonna be able to cast this. Shout out. Obviously, Dolly Parton is such a top notch person that it's difficult for anybody to live up to that role. Hey, yo, hydration break, chat. Okay. We're back. But I feel like there was a picture here that was like, this picture here is like making me think of an actor, but I can't think of who it is. Hey, yo. But I just be like, who? We just need to take this to like a talent agency. Be like, who? We can get the name here with this picture. I'm pretty sure. But, again, I'm just not thinking of it at the moment. Or this one as well. Hey, yo, let us know. DM us at Rem and Sam Pod. There's definitely somebody out there. Who's the chick from Gone? Hey, yo, who's the actor from Gone Girl? With what's I never remember her name. Rosemund. I guess we have to look up Gone Girl here. And see, I guess I mean no disrespect when I say I never remember the name. It's just again my own stupid brain. But Rosamund Pike. Yeah, can we get Rosamund Pike as Dolly Parton in the biopic chat? Hey, yo, I don't know. But again, there is also somebody. We'll figure it out. We'll get back to you, on the Friday live stream for the official casting. There, we'll have to see. But again, rest in peace. Like we're saying, obviously, such a great iconic career that is hopefully going to be celebrated here as well, and the memories are going to be hopefully uplifting to those that need them as well too. But again, obviously with it being the news of the day as well, again we do have to, like we're saying, remember the greatness that was. Oh, look at this chat, look at Google. I will always love you, 1946 to 2020. Oh, chat, look at that. Dolly Parton getting the Google animation here. Hey, yo. I don't know if I've ever seen this before, but again, it is obviously, and like we're saying, it makes you remember all those involved as well too. Again, rest in peace to Whitney Houston. 9 to 5 has to be on Tubi right now. There's no way it's not. It's on Philo. Okay, chat. There's always some other service out there that's has some movies. Sterling Hayden is also a 9 to 5 chat. You'll cue it up right now. Hey, yo, and Jane Fonda. I mean, what a cast. Dolly, turns out 9 to 5 great cast. Dolly Parton, Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Sterling Hayden. I guess Dan B. Coleman, maybe not a name I'm too familiar with as well too, but it is a fun actor name for sure. Office satire about 3 women secretaries who decide to get revenge on their tyrannical sexist boss by abducting him and running the business themselves. The trio, one of whom has been passed over promotion because she is a woman, spend a night together having drug-induced fantasies of killing the chauvinist. One of them panics the following day when she suspects she really has poisoned the tyrant. So, hey, yo, like a plot that descends out of control, and they have to figure out what's going on there. I mean, classic crime thriller story that the Rem and Sam Pod will queue up every time. So, Dolly Parton, the action movie star, doesn't really get brought up enough there as well too. But again, chat, like we're saying, rest in peace to the great Dolly Parton. It is a legendary career, a legendary story, legendary songs. Just like we're saying, legendary all around. So you do have to, pay respects to it on a day like this. And again, hopefully it is, encouragement as well too for those that need it. Shout out to the family. Thoughts and prayers with everybody at the time. But again, like we're saying, just all-time run that you definitely have to, stand up, standing ovation, round of applause as well too for what Dolly Parton was able to put up on the board for the career. That is for sure. So, again, I don't, not to Hall of Fame pyramid it out, but like we're saying, just one of the all-time legends there, as well. So, we do have some meandering sports news to get to tonight, as well. And we were supposed to have the Idewild anniversary. Is it 20 years? 2026? The Idewild 20th anniversary is this week as well too. So Outcast is involved. We do have to celebrate that as well. But we did have some car trouble over the last couple of days, and maybe we weren't able to go get the DVD, and it's not streaming anywhere. It's not on YouTube. We're in a little bit of a trouble here, Chad. So I guess we might have a little Idewild 2-parter this week, and Idewild week here on the Rem and Sam Pod. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Nobody. But that's why you go to the Rem and Sam. Nobody else in the industry is doing Idewild week. But I think we might, because we might have to hit that back up Friday and go get the DVD. Hey, yo, make no mistake, it probably will, if it's in the DVD, it's probably still sitting there. Hey, yo, so we can go get that. But again, a classic movie. We do have to shout out on anniversary week as well too. But we will take a quick break here, and again, we do have we'll meander through the sports world and see what is going on. I mean, Niang just signed with the Warriors. So, I mean, come on, Chad. There's a lot going on here. Stay tuned with the Rem and Sam Pod right after this. All right, chat, we are back, and we did have to grab a snack. If you hear the bag rustling over here, that's what that is. Also, if you hear us chewing, that's what that is as well, too. Chalk? Hey, yo, talk and chew at the same time? Maybe not too much, but, you know, we just have to have the snack nearby, maybe, as well, too. Hey, yo, you know, who doesn't? But yeah, like we said, we do have some NFL news to get to here. And, you know, sometimes in the Rem and Sam pod, when we say, you know, we get concerned about how do the players look on the field, you know, we definitely are. We're talking about the film. We're talking about, you know, the game itself. But maybe tonight, hey, yo, chat again. What are we reading off a teleprompter? Maybe tonight, we're actually talking about how the players look on the field. You know, again, in honor of Dolly Parton as well, too. You know, like an icon in so many things, a style icon as well. So we do have to talk about NBA. I guess we could talk about NBA style, for sure. But we do have to talk about NFL style. You know, as one of the things that we saw today in the headlines as well too. Tennessee, Dallas Cowboys, and Manning pay homage to Dolly Parton on social media. Chat, hey, shout out. But we did also, again, you know, if we can pivot, I guess, to some NFL stuff. Are we talking Browns naming Deshaun Watson QB1? Chat, that is definitely a little concerning for our guy Shadur. Hey, yo. But I think it's just, you know, it's just setting Shadur up for success later on when they submit. It'll be like redeeming the team. But, you know, we did have some NFL jersey reveals today. And the Colts were actually involved as well, too. So that's why it's also relevant to us here. Let's see if we can get these pulled up. NFL Rivals jerseys. So they made these special series jerseys for the AFC South and the NFC North. So, you know, again, we got Packers, Vikings, Bears, Lions, and then Colts, Texans, Titans, Jags getting these special edition alternate jerseys, you know, to varying levels of success as well, too. But I guess we do have a list here as well. The Bears are, you know, the Bears have to save theirs all the way till week 16. We'll get to that. Hey, yo. It will be, I guess, a Christmas present to Bears fans on the field versus Green Bay. I guess, again, with it being the rivals, it depends on when they played the divisionals. So, and I guess why can't they wear them both at the same time as well, too? So the Packers have to wear it in the first matchup with the Bears on week 5. And then the Bears have to wear it in the second matchup, I guess, on week 16. But again, just wear the rival jerseys for both games. Hey, yo, who cares? It is honestly cooler if they wear them both because, you know, you're leaning into it. If you have one team in the normal and then one team in the rival, it's a little like when you're selecting the jerseys, you know, when you're playing Madden or 2K or something. And the NBA does this as well, too. They'll have one team, like, decked out in the alternate court and the alternate jerseys. And it's like, oh, well, you know, we got a whole new branding for tonight. The other team just rolls in like normal. It's like dressing out a sequence for a party or something. It's like both teams look good, but it's like there was a dress code here. The dress code's rivalry jerseys. Hey, yo. Like, we're the defend the den. I guess that's, you know, the Lions. But, you know, just 2 weeks. You can't wear the rivalry jersey for 2 weeks. But I guess they'll where there's week 16. The Lions week 8. The Vikings week 15. So the Colts will wear theirs week 3. And then the Texans week 11. The Jags week 8. And then the Titans week 10. So they got the quick turnaround there. There is always the divisional matchups every year where you get to play like the 2 out of 3 weeks. And I guess we do have that for Tennessee. Or I guess Jags are playing the Colts in their matchup. And then Tennessee is wearing theirs against the Jags. So the Colts get the double, hey, yo, pause. The double rivalry jersey matchup here. Are we the only team? I guess because the Bears and Packers play each other. So, you know, a little, like we're saying, kind of confusing there. But, yeah, either way, we do actually have to get to the design and see what we have going on. They did do, like, video reveals as well, too, on Instagram. I guess we don't have those pulled up here. And we got photo shoot style reveals here. Hey, yo, no, we want, like, the mannequin, not the mannequin, obviously, hey, yo, but that's not what we're saying. But I just, like, you know, we just want the jersey pose situation. You know, I guess if you're a fan, you know, you're definitely more likely to be wearing jeans and cargo pants than you are, you know, an NFL actual jersey setup. But, you know, again, we want to see how it's going to be on the field as well, too. So that just looks like an American Eagle ad as well. But, and shout out, I guess, you know, Big Sean. Hey, yo, just pulling up, just like, you know, unveiling the Lions jersey. I guess, Amon-Ra, apparently Jahmyr Gibbs not famous enough to do the Detroit reveal as well. But I guess, the Lions did have a cool version there as well, too. Let's see if we can find more of a actual, setup here as well. I guess NFL.com maybe would be the way to go. Okay, there's the list of games again as well, too. And if the Twitter posts do load, then maybe we can see what the jerseys are, or if we just have a link to the NFL's Instagram as well too. Oh, boom, chat. I guess this is football forever. It's a little different, but let's see. Okay, rivalry jerseys. We got something here. Let's see if okay, we have the Titans. So we do have like a dark blue version, and I don't know if the Titans have ever properly. I know this might be like a weird critique, but I don't know if they've ever properly balanced both blues in their jersey. They're one of the few teams that has like a multicolor self-color situation, if that makes sense. AO. But like teams don't have like two versions. Like the Vikings don't have like two versions of purple in their jerseys, or again, the Colts don't have two blues, or if you have your third guy, the Steelers have black and gold and white, and then the Ravens have purple and black and gold, and then you have your color palette there. The Titans do have some red, and I guess they didn't like force the red into this jersey as well too. But this is pretty clean. You're not gonna lie. The Titans are honestly, again, they rebranded all the way around this year. So the Titans are going to be one of the cleanest looking teams in the league. It is going to be depressing, week 7 when we're like, this team is just such a bummer to watch. And again, we can't say that as well too, because I guess, they might not be a bummer to watch. If they're a bummer to watch, that's even more of a bummer, because Cam Ward is like entertaining on every level, if that makes sense. Like, even like at Miami, he was actually like, especially that last year, really calm, really confident. He would make these plays where he was like, the game was like really slowed down for him, and he was like, moving at 0.5 speed and jogging out of bounds, and, just teasing defenders, not being able to catch up to him, again, just playing at a whole different level. And then in the NFL, he just like was like, oh, he's just like Will Levis 2.0 sometimes, with the plays kind of working out. So again, it's like it should kind of be fun to watch Cam Ward this year, and hopefully he is actually kind of productive as well too. Obviously the 5 for 12 preseason was not, the hottest start, but the rivalry jerseys maybe help him bounce back from that as well too. And again, you still obviously have Simmons there for the defensive line and some players on defense. But yeah, 1-for-1 with the jerseys here as well. And again, maybe they could have done a little red highlight on the shoulder pads or something on the side stripe for the pants. But honestly, again, just kind of the focus on the two blue colors there is pretty cool. I don't know if they've ever had Music City on a jersey before. This is almost like getting into like the NBA, the NFL borrowing from the NBA. But this is almost getting into NBA style stuff, where the NBA does the city editions, and it is about paying homage to the the culture and the environment of the actual city itself as well too. The Spurs with their Fiesta colors, and maybe again you've had teams. It's just a way to rebrand some of the other alternates as well too. But then again, you get some teams where it's like, oh, we've never actually focused on that side of it for branding it as, for the basketball branding, or again, for the Titans for Music City. Like you do, obviously, for Tennessee, again, thinking of iconic moments associated with things, hey, that's pretty basic. But, again, you do have the Music City Miracle is maybe the best moment in Titans franchise history. I mean, was that the year they made the Super Bowl? So again, you could say making the Super Bowl, but then, the fact that they were tackled short of the 1-yard line, and then, that Rams team just being the greatest show on turf in that label of that era, again, they're definitely more remembered there. You don't remember the Titans losing the Super Bowl, again, as much as you do like the Music City Miracle, for better or for worse. But again, I haven't necessarily, and I could be wrong as well too, hot take, but I haven't necessarily seen, I think, the Music City branding before. And it is cool as well. We do definitely like that. So it's simple. And again, there's a lot of layers here, like maybe not always like, 3-4 different layers on the number graphic is a good idea, but it's all pulled together pretty nice Again, you got white stripe in the middle, blue, light blue background behind that. And then like a bolded out darker blue shadow as well too. And then again, it's sitting on a different blue for the jersey. I guess maybe it's just more the white stitching kind of separating the blue, obviously, to look like the blocking shadow there. Hey, yo. But again, either way, like we're saying, it does pull together nicely. And the shoulder pads in the helmet, again, a lot of stripe layers there, but it does work. And then kind of just the nice black and white, simple Titans logo on the side. Definitely, again, A plus work here for the Titans one. That is definitely for sure. Again, the arm sleeve, this is basically an NBA jersey as well. But we got the Titans helmet here on a definite more hydration break, chat. Hey, yo. We got I guess, again, like we're saying, the helmet view. A little more profile as well, too. Okay, Houston is interesting here. Houston is interesting. Because, again, we did see, chat, something's looking mighty familiar here. We did see the Titans rebrand for 2026 already. Again, they announced that they've been rolling that out in the preseason. They've dipped back into some of the Houston Oiler colorways and Houston Oiler looks as well. But again, the Titans logo, people raving about what the jerseys look like. And again, these are pretty sick as well, too. And it is, weird again sometimes with the NFL franchises moving around and who shares what history. But the Houston Texans don't really share the Houston Oilers history there. Again, the Houston Texans franchise history started in 2002. So the Tennessee Titans are the Houston Oilers in terms of the franchise. Like Derrick Henry's competing against Earl Campbell for franchise leading type stuff. Like, again, I guess, we go back and check the record books there for how that all shakes out. But again, that's the franchise lineage. So it would be weird right now if the OKC had like a green and gold colorway for their jersey. And it's like, oh, this is the OKC Thunder alternate, paying homage to the legends that, were before OKC. And maybe I don't want to disrespect Seattle as well, too. Maybe any sort of, homage to the Seahawks, Supersonics. Maybe any homage to the Supersonics team is just, again, going to be well received by Seattle fans and, good to have. But again, it would be weird if it's not OKC, it's not Gary Payton versus Russell Westbrook. Maybe there is some fan conversation there, but that's not really how the record books play out. Maybe if we go back on Pro Basketball Reference, maybe the pages do align. But and maybe it's one of those like conditional things once, of course, Seattle gets a team, back again. Then they get that franchise history resumes then as well too. But, this is like again for Houston, this is like an aggressive, Oilers based alternate. I know they're not like actually having the There Will Be Blood oil rig logo that they used to have there. But again, that's what to me this colorway evokes as well. And I guess again, they didn't have the Oilers colorway for the Titans. They went back to honestly again the sort of 2000s blue contrasting colors, but actually did it well. And this is again good design. It's a little basic. I don't know. Can we get a I guess the pant stripe again, not like too much going on there as well too. Simple pant stripe. There is obviously like this like blocking situation with the blue here on the side, so it's not just a straight blue stripe around. Maybe we gotta stop analyzing that one. Maybe we go up to the shoulder pad here as well too. Pause. But change the mouse logo situation, but. And again, obviously the design continuity carries through to the shoulder line here. It looks like it maybe is a little on the top of the collarbone as well too. Obviously you get it on the helmet. And the H design is pretty cool as well. We do gotta admit, the Titans got away. They didn't have the patch logo here. Am I wrong on that? Do they have, no patch logo for the Titans. Green Bay has that as well too. We'll get to that. Again, it does, I guess, change the symmetry of the jersey, which is interesting. You don't have another type of honorary logo on the other side to balance that out. But the Houston logo is probably the best. The H logo is probably the best part of it. And again, you got it kind of on the pant stripe there as well too. But it's just like, okay, they're just stealing the Oilers history back, I guess. But you know, they do have dark blue for their colors. So if you're going to go alternate jerseys, you know, it's like, oh, let's just go light blue. Like you can see that there as well, too, as a thought process. But again, to me, it's like, oh, you know, the sneaky homage to the Oilers and the Houston history. And it's like, that's not your team. Hey, yo, that's the Titans team. But the Colts chat. Hey, yo. Now, I do got to say, they do look a little bit better here in this sort of photo shoot environment. Because again, the gray jersey is a tough one to pull off. We were laughing at Buffalo, Chad. It is what it is. Let's see. Can we get Bills 2026 jerseys? We were laughing at the Buffalo jerseys when they dropped, you know, the basic gray jerseys. Gray jerseys, we said, are they an argument for the worst jerseys in the NFL? Just, I guess, you know, you do have some of the creative ones with like the Steelers and the Packers in the past, but outside of that, again, the idea of the gray jersey, there's just not a lot going on there. You literally kind of have to almost mandate everybody wears the longer blue undershirt just to like give it some sort of visual. Like everybody has to wear some type of blue undershirt on the sleeve and on the waistline, if that makes sense. You know, again, just to have that breakup as well. And yeah, maybe the helmet is something. You know, we did talk about this already. You know, we are the number one jersey pod here. It is what it is. But oh, here we go. We got some more pictures as well. Maybe the review or the video reveals. But here we can go back to what we were looking at earlier. Is it this one? Where were we at, chat? Hey, yo. Did we lose it? We might have. We might have lost it. Okay, we can find it again. I guess maybe? I don't know, chat. Hey, yo. We've fallen apart here all of a sudden. Okay, testing 1 2 3. We'll get back to NFL rivals jerseys. Here we go. NFL. Hey, ready to introduce the next chapter. Or no, oh, we were on Instagram. Duh. Hey, yeah, okay, that's where we are, chat. I got lost there. I was looking for the article. But, okay, so we got the Colts, you know, Alec Pierce kind of doing the same thing that we saw with the Bills player, you know, the blue undershirt to give it some contrast. But again, this is a borderline blackout jersey. Like, this is almost as close as you can get to a blackout jersey without it actually getting there. And, you know, again, that is cool for Indy. They haven't gone, you know, again, like a serious alternate jersey path in any way. So it's just like, okay, some other thing is cool as well. And again, speaking of helmets, like the helmet is the best win here for sure. You know, the Colts have always had the white helmet with the blue horseshoe. So getting a blue dominant helmet and the dark blue dominant helmet from the past that has the little white horseshoes on the bottom of the helmet. Hey, yo, I guess let's go 2010s Colts alternate classics. These are underrated throwback uniforms. There is definitely like an update version of these that the Colts should look into. Maybe they just worn them recently enough that, you know, they feel like they don't have to redo it. But again, this helmet's getting a little bit more actually, like, you know, again, a little bit of a deeper blue here and definitely has a little bit more of a classic vibe through the jersey design as well. Like the pants, it's like, you know, they have the belt buckles and everything here. Like that's obviously really, you know, really getting retro. But you know, there is definitely like a, you know, this colorway situation that they could go to for another alternate. But just flipping the colors around on the helmet is, again, you know, something that I think Colts fans would want to see on the field there. That would be a pretty cool little change up from what we've had in the past. And I guess this helmet is just a little bit more like, I guess we're comparing it to our prop helmet over here, but the rival helmets were like much more like athletic looking. Maybe the helmet technology is advancing. Ayo, it definitely is. But again, they're like, the helmets are like Ferraris now as well. There is that clip that was going around of Michael Irvin like trying on the helmet and being like, oh, you know, obviously the tech here is great, chin straps and stuff, you know, it's really evolving. But again, maybe there was like another, you know, another shade that they could have gone down with these jerseys. Because again, if you put it on the field, they are going to look just a little bit more like standard gray jerseys. And if you were really, I think, you know, again, pushing for just black alternates, like that would almost be better as well. You know, I don't know, just straight black and blue sort of outfit design. I guess again, with this color blue, you know, it looks good as well. Again, in this jersey setup, this is pretty good. Do we get another picture here? I guess we get another picture of the helmet as well too. But then again, you see it does start to push a little bit more gray. We need like an obsidian, or I don't know, there's like a graphite. I don't know what the colorway here is. High shine finishes. Reflective accents capture the sparks and motion created by every strike. Hey, yo. Let's hope the Colts are actually attacking this year. Okay, the Jacksonville jerseys as well. And again, there is like an artsiness with some of these other jerseys, so I am curious like why the Colts almost just went there. There is like a basic alternate jersey here as well too. Again, just from the overall design, I do like, I guess, the sleekness of the jerseys. Like the Saints, honestly, again, one of my favorite jerseys. We do have, hate for the Saints as a football team because of what they did to the Colts in the Super Bowl. Strong words, but I can't lie. I guess again, hate's pretty strong, but definitely, not our favorite team to cheer for as well. Saints home jerseys. Obviously, shout out to the Saints home. Shout out to New Orleans. New Orleans is great. But your football team, did win a Super Bowl over our team. So, that is a painful memory for us. It is what it is. But their all black uniforms are, again, like a really sleek, really great uniform. And then contrasting that with the gold helmet as well too. Like it really does, all pull together. I think they have tried to do the black jerseys with the black helmet as well too. But again, there is just something about the traditional Saints with the gold helmet added on top that again, just does have that classic New Orleans look as well too. Classic Saints football look. And yeah, I guess there is the gold pants version maybe that is also kind of common there as well too. But again, just in the fact that there's no like stripe down the side of the jersey, as well, that again, it's just like a sleek, clean jersey is pretty great. Yeah, 2021 season. I guess again, even like the gold, I guess maybe even this is what I'm thinking of here. They did the white jerseys with the gold numbers. It's like even just the normal aways and then the normal homes here are pretty sick. But yeah, so again, if the Colts were doing that sort of situation with the sleekness here, I do see what they're getting at. But again, just immediately go to Jacksonville. Like you see the step up. We got animal print here on the legs. Like, hey, yo, like that is that's just a classic, good look that we haven't seen, I think, Jacksonville ever do. And it is definitely a major, major upgrade here. And again, there is a lot going on with the design, but somehow they've managed to really, pull these together this year. I don't know if it's the branding in the social media, just cool posts, and all of a sudden, the jerseys just look good. But again, Jacksonville has had some bad jerseys in the past. I mean, maybe the most, again, speaking of the Bills, could be in argument for the worst jerseys that we've ever had. Let's see here. The Jags mustard color rush jerseys are iconically bad jerseys. These jerseys are really moving into like to be classic bad. It's like they're so bad that they're almost good at some point, if that even makes sense from a design standpoint. It's like how did they pass a mustard colored jersey? The gray poupons, chat. Hey, yo. Which I guess would be like a 6 shoe if somebody did ever drop the gray poupons. But maybe honestly more like a designer loafer than they would be, an athletic sneaker. But either way, I guess, worth getting. You wear them into the game. But what are we saying? The teal is interesting here. And again, a simple Jags helmet. Even the Rams yellow color rush is different than whatever this mustard tone is that the Jacksonville had. And maybe it was some of the Blake Bortles interceptions as well too. I don't know. But I don't know. Blake Bortles is like, standard quarterback. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know if Blake Bortles is going to make your jersey look worse. Like, I don't know. If you have a skinny cornerback in the mustard jersey, is that if it's Manziel or something? I don't know. But I don't know. But either way, again, iconically, you can do terrible things with the Jags jerseys. It's very easy. The gradient helmet as well too. I think it was a good attempt to do something, but I don't know if they quite landed what they were going for there with that design. Let's see what we got here. Gradient helmet. Yeah, what were we looking at? I guess, this concept is honestly kind of cool as well too. But again, your you're kind of matching the Panthers or the Jags logo here with the actual helmet. They just like made a gradient helmet that's kind of cool and then put the standard Jags logo on it. But then again, the gradient's not even that great as well. It's almost like a divide more than a gradient. Like this has actually got like, you know, a little better fade. And the face mask, and then the face mask. Yeah, the actual like the visor is what I meant to say the first time. The visor is cool, and then the face mask is you know, cool on that as well too. You know, NFL needs to look at that for a design there. I guess these are kind of cool, you know, classic jerseys as well. The little side stripes there are definitely kind of working. Again, are we just gonna go through every Jags, you know, jersey concept here? Probably not. No, chat. Honestly, this is pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty sick. If the Jags did this leopard print helmet with the teal mask, the NFL, what do you have to do to acquire? I'm sure Roger Goodell does not have to do much to acquire this jersey right here. Hey, yo, just make a couple phone calls, a couple of lawyers. All of a sudden, it's like, you know, Jags have the rights to this designer's helmet somehow. I don't know, but this is a pretty great idea. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe they're like, oh, well, now that it's on the gram, you know, it can't be out there for real. Who's to say? But I guess here, let's go back and check. Are they? I guess no, they don't have the print on the helmet. So I guess that's the next move. And I don't know. I guess there's something about this guy's tattoos that kind of pull together the jersey as well too in some weird way. But the gold face mask, teal helmet. Again, you get I guess a couple of choices of different accessories here. We got teal accessories. We got black accessories. I guess Trevor Lawrence, we got white accessories, but either way, literally just his undersleeves here. But you know, the just the kind of classic font here, and then the way that they have the shadow, the teal shadow behind the leopard print numbers. I mean, hey, yo, chat, they are cooking with this one. I got to tell you what, this might be in the lead for the. I do like again the sleekness of the Titans, but there is like an artsiness to this as well too. This is like a little more high art. The situation, and fortune favors the bold, chat. Hey, yo, just go ahead and just take cryptocurrency slogans from back in the day as well too. We're just gonna sit here and act like nobody remembers that. I mean, was that Sam Bankman-Fried? Hey, yo. Let's see if we can even look this up here as well. I guess if we can even get this typed out. Fortune favors the bold. In Latin, I guess, is it an old Latin quote that we should know about? It looks like the Wikipedia page goes back more than the cryptocurrency. Oh, a Latin proverb. Oh, so crypto hijacked a Latin proverb. Is that really what it is, chat? Oh, I guess we didn't know that. I guess because you just saw us, you know, assign it to a crypto team, or a crypto slogan. The phrase has been widely used in the Western world to emphasize rewards of courage and bravery, particularly the military organizations. Also, and I guess the crypto, it didn't get added here to the Wikipedia page, and it also the Matt Damon. I guess, you know, again, we expected Matt Damon in a FTX commercial instead of the Allegory of Fortune by Salvatore Rosa from 1685. Hey, yo, and you know, did that lead Damon to take the Odyssey because he said fortune favors the bold in these commercials? But to clear up the common mix-up, Matt Damon did not endorse FTX. Okay, chat, we make sure that's very, very clear. He starred in a high-profile 2021 global commercial, Fortune Favors the World, for a competing platform, Crypto.com, chat. So we do also know that from what? The Crypto.com arena. Hey, yo. FTX famously featured other celebrities like Tom Brady and Larry David. Hey, yo, shout out to those guys. You know, not really, I guess, for that, but whatever they were doing there. But Larry David, I mean, you know, well, Larry David's just like, oh, they're paying me a lot of money. I'm showing them. I don't even want to be here. But, you know, it is what it is. But I guess we can't do a Larry David impersonation. But Matt Damon's cinematic ad debuted October 21st, comparing crypto buyers to historical explorers and aviators. The tagline, Fortune favors the bold, Fortune favors the brave. Market crash. As the broader cryptocurrency market crashed and major players like FTX imploded, Damon's commercial faced major public ridicule for encouraging everyday retail investors to take high-risk assets. Well, yeah, you know, not totally wrong. But Damon later revealed he took the gig to raise funds for his clean water nonprofit, water.org, donating his entire salary from the campaign. That was obviously the plan going into it, right? That's the only reason Matt Damon takes commercials. I'm pretty sure we can go back and track that. He said that his entire career. He only takes a commercial to raise fund for his nonprofit. And shout out, obviously he's doing the work there with the nonprofit. You're not going to criticize that. But also, is he using his nonprofit? Hey, somebody using their nonprofit to clear up their name with what they did with their money, Chet. Who's to say? Even if, it was like he had to dump money into it to clear his money. Hey, I guess the question would be, did the money actually go to water.org if we know what we mean, Just shout out to Matt Damon. I guess this is all allegedly. We didn't just expect to, the Reb and Sam investigates Matt Damon controversy, but, there is obviously the possibility of you track the funds through water.org and it's like, oh, Damon, he put the funds into water.org and who's the CEO of water.org? Damon, the money rerouted right back into the CEO. It was like, okay. I don't know how to cook the books, but, I'm pretty sure that, if you run the company and you dump the money in, you can figure it out. But, no, again, either way, I guess he wasn't actually on FTX itself. Can we watch this? Are we gonna get taken down? Hey, this was, again, he needed the honesty to bounce back from an actor. Damon's like, I'm just the guy from doing the commercials now. As well. Celebrities shilling crypto face more than just mockery. Actor Ben McKenzie explains why he criticized fellow. Was he commenting on Damon? Hey, McKenzie eviscerates Matt Damon. Matt Damon back Crypto.com cuts 20% of jobs. Oh, Damon, what are you doing? Lessons learned from Crypto.com craze and FTX fallout. Hey, But it does not matter. Make no mistake, when they do the FTX and they do the crypto movie, like Damon's commercial is still going to be in the movie. Because again, it's too funny. Like if you're making up the story for cinematic, quote unquote, if you're doing the story for cinematic purposes, it's an easy little tweak to the story. You really don't have to do that much. Maybe Damon comes in and suits. He's like, oh, my character never was actually with FTX. But it's like, in the movie, we were just saying that FTX was making crazy commercials. Like, it all just becomes one major company. Like, I think that's kind of what Scorsese does with some of these pieces. It's like, oh, this mob activity from here and here and here becomes this. I guess he kind of adapts books and stuff, so maybe stays kind of close to it. But maybe De Palma does this. I don't know. But it's like, okay, we're going to take these different pieces of these adjoining stories and kind of make one story out of it. I guess maybe a lot of people do that, but maybe the media does that. Who's to say? But I guess, again, like we're saying, fortune favors the bold. Matt Damon, FTX. And now the Jaguars, chat. So are the Jaguars good? Are the Jaguars fraud? Hey, Is that the question that is raised now from this situation? We don't even know where where they're at right now in the Super Bowl. Let's see if we can find this. Big Game Champion 2026. Can they not advertise for the Super Bowl, I guess? Let's see. Arizona, no. Atlanta, no. Baltimore, no. Let's see. I guess, what is this? Is this the odds or is this the voting? I don't know why everybody's a no. Here we go. Super Bowl LX. Real-time predictions. Chat. Pro Football Champion. Okay, maybe this is it. The Rams at 15% right now. Okay, the Bills at 9, Seahawks at 8, Ravens at 7, Chiefs at 6, Cowboys, Broncos, Texans, Eagles, Niners, Lions, Chargers, Bengals, Patriots, and the Jags 3% chance to make the Super Bowl. With the Bears, the Packers, the Vikings, I guess Vikings dipped down to 1%. So Bears, what do we got? Bears, Jags, Patriots, at 3%. Our Patriots are at 4. Hey, we can't read. So just the Jags, the Bears, and the Packers are at 3% this year on the Poly market. Let's see if we can look up the FanDuel here and get like a win. What do you say? A win total for the Jags as well too, because Poly market's going to be a little bit different than that with how they do their ranking setup. So let's see. We want NFL here. Let's see if we can get a futures situation. Super Bowl winners. I guess it does kind of reflect. Maybe the Patriots are a little bit higher here in the odds, just ranking of it. But Denver's still kind of sitting at 20-1. Chicago at 30-1. Hey, So where are the Jags? The Jags are at 27-1 right now. So I guess they're not really considered a fraud necessarily, and I guess winning the NFL is different than AFC or AFC South. NFC champion, AFC champion. I guess the Texans are 8-1 right now. The Jags 13-1. Then it drops to the Colts at 22-1. Can we just get more NFL bets? Hey, yo. Let's see. Okay, there's boxing. We might have overdone it. Yeah, more NFL. We'll track this down. Eventually, teams, awards, props, NFL draft week 1. Did we miss the win total section? We might have missed the win totals already. It is what it is. Can we get divisions? Maybe NFL draft, NFL odds. Oh, chat, they've cooked us for futures. I guess at this point we're done except for Super Bowl and some of the awards. Playoffs. Maybe we can get the playoffs here. To make the playoffs in the NFC, to miss the playoffs, to make the playoffs. So do they have minus odds, plus odds probably? Oh, they are minus 106. So they are the last team with minus odds in the AFC to make the playoffs. The Bengals are minus 2-1 to make the playoffs. That seems a little high, honestly, or a little like, a little confident in the Bengals. Again, the Jags just being in the AFC South, you would think the easier path there would get them. I mean, you do have the Ravens obviously being the powerful team in the AFC North, but even the Steelers is like, okay, are they going to be decent? And then, I guess probably not the Raiders from a win total standpoint. But either way, I guess maybe the Jags could be a little fraudy potentially, but they're not being too hyped up to this point where you could say that too much. But again, fortune favors the bold. We do have to keep an eye out when that is being listed there. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. More Jags jerseys. What do we got? The snow leopard? Is that what we call these jerseys? The snow leopard? I guess that would maybe is a different combo, but the maybe this version of the logo could be the snow leopard. Who's to say? But again, the leopard print design being incorporated is elite stuff. The teal helmet. Okay, gold face mask is definitely pretty good as well too. Okay, the Packers, again, definitely like a vintage kind of artsy elevated version in some ways of the Packers jersey. I wouldn't say they have so many deviations from, again, sort of the basic Packers. Obviously it's sticking with in theme with their main colorway with the green there, so like the Titans or again the color, they're not mixing up the main color too much away. You do see a different font situation with the numbers on the front. And again, they do have the patch pretty major here on their shoulder, which is, I guess, cool, like vintage club type patch, but isn't like super associated with Green Bay. I do got to say, I can't say like if I saw that out and about, I would immediately just think about the Green Bay Packers as well too. So maybe the newness of that is fun. I guess the reinvention of that is fun. But again, you maybe would want some closer association there, or just leave it off and kind of have the symmetry be there as well too, or put two of them. I don't know, or a G and a B. One on each side. But I guess you kind of want the Yankees logo style of it. And you got kind of like a an ivory helmet. The yellow brick road. I guess the yellow brick road on the stripe is not bad. And again, you got kind of a interesting stitching pattern here with or like a teeth situation here with the shoulder stripe. You're getting like some little details. And I guess the numbers do, I guess, have like a little yellow lines kind of running through it as well, which does give it like a little texture to something there. But again, not too much way. A very strong like 7, C plus for this, maybe like a strong B minus for the Packers, again, just because it's not like a crazy reinvention, but is a solid take on their jerseys, which is, I guess, maybe the goal as well. Good font, kind of just keeps it all classy, keeps it all very, very classy, and keeps them in matchup with what they're going to get for the Bears as well too. Later on, at least the Bears are not going to blow them out of the water. Hey, yo. Again, the Bears definitely going with some throwbacks here. as well. Again, the AFC South going with like modern update reinventions. Maybe that's the idea though. Maybe the AFC South is like the rivals of the future. The NFC North is the rivals of the past in some ways. But it is kind of specific. I guess we'll get to the Vikings. The Vikings maybe did kind of similar to the Packers in some ways, but I don't know. We'll get to the Vikings in a second. But the Bears and the Packers do seem, and the Bears specifically, do just seem very, very vintage here as well. Again, a stark contrast. We saw sleekness and elevation, I would say, are the themes of the jersey so far. Again, this is just pure, what do you say? Pure historical in some ways. Like you've got mini horizontal stripes here on the shoulder. I guess the George Halas football logo is iconic. Again, sleekness. There's like some simple number blocking here that does work, but obviously the orange pants is a standout. And then you got the old school looking socks as well too. So the horizontal stripes there just kind of makes it. Did I say horizontal on the pad? Vertical, on the shoulder pad. Horizontal on the leg. Again, does just give it a sort of older look that does seem more, again, like, is it a throwback, or like we're saying, is the rivals the modern take as well? So like the helmet is good. They have had orange helmets in the past. I remember like Urlacher wearing Bears orange jerseys here. Let's see if we can find the Bears organs. What do we Bears orange jerseys? Yeah, here we go. The Patrick Finley, I guess. And this is maybe a few years ago as well too that they had that. It's a newer looking helmet. Yeah, I guess they didn't have the orange helmet with the orange jerseys that I'm thinking of. Devin Hester in the blue helmet, orange jersey. But again, a clean look as well too. Could have coordinated again more of the shoulder stripes and leg pant situation. Maybe that was sort of the mid 2000s thing. Is there was just like some separation there in the design, and now it's a little bit more, in sync. But yeah, I guess you got Mitchell Trubisky when he was playing in the orange alternates as well. Oh, Jaquan Brisker in the orange jersey. So yeah, these are, I guess, did they wear these last year even, and I'm just forgetting as well. So the blue helmet with the orange jersey is not a bad look. Again, even this is not terrible because the white pants do break it up a little bit. Like, you do get the Broncos out there in all orange sometimes, and it is a little like, it's just a little bright as well. But, just to have the color break there between the helmet and the jerseys is, I think make it a little bit more sleeker, or, make it a little bit more, easier to take in for the design. This honestly even seems a little like Illinois football as well too. I guess it is the Bears, Chicago. They are in Illinois, but it seems more like the Illini than it does Chicago. I guess we don't really have like a description here of like, oh, this pays homage to. Does it say on the NFL page? Maybe a little description about what could be going on with the Detroit team here. Maybe not. Maybe it's in the video as well too. What are they gonna do? A write-up chat? 2026? Nobody's gonna read the write-up about it. Can we watch the Bears video? Explain yourself, Chicago. What did you do here? I guess the Lions defend the den. Yeah, monsters never die. They are reborn. Okay, I guess a MacArthur quote for the Bears to start off with. Okay, we do love the city, the history, Walter Payton, shout out. Chicago, one of the best that you get. Great place to visit, great place to hang out. Would probably be an awesome place to live. We just, haven't made that move yet. Ayo. Okay, yeah, you do see the classic design, anyways, with the blue of the past. So mixing the, obviously, iconic orange jersey on the pant with the iconic blue top that we do see here, and the orange helmet as well, too. But again, maybe you just go solid blue socks, honestly. I know it seems like, am I making a big deal about the socks? But I am, Chad. I am. It is what it is. Yeah, there is just a very strong Illinois Illini feel to these jerseys. I don't know how you would have made it a little more Bears-ish. Maybe, again, like a C on the shoulder pad or something actually would have done that. And you do see, like, the helmet blue jersey combo is cool. Again, I guess they haven't done that for their career, like we're saying. They did orange jersey, blue helmet, but, and orange and orange. But orange and blue is good. So do you go orange, blue, and white? I think maybe that's just what it's going to be. The orange and blue is just going to suggest Illinois. But if you went orange, blue, and blue, I do think that would have been pretty sleek. Again, just even having the orange, just having that color combo would have been the modern update that you could have needed. And if you go orange, blue, and blue, you could keep the shoulder stripes there kind of simple, and then just eliminate on the socks, so it's just blue all the way, blue all the way down. But what? Hey yo, I guess BLUE. Hey yo. So we'll just move on to the next one. More Caleb Williams. Hey yo. Okay, Detroit. Again, another modern take now. Definitely the most standout one, in terms of what they're going for in the NFC North here. Detroit has done the gray jerseys in the past. And like we're saying, I don't know if gray jerseys are always a 10 out of 10. So they do soften it a little bit here as well. Very like modern techie with the designs here. In the texture, what do we got? Like a carbon fiber texture. Hey, yo. So they're really going, I guess, with the modern auto industry look as well too. They're like, this is not the old Ford. This is carbon fiber. This is new tech. Hey, yo. So I don't know how I guess it is kind of just mirroring the collarbone line here for this carbon fiber strip here. It's just, I don't really know. It's just a little out of place. The blue breaking it up. I don't know. Maybe you just leave that off as well, or you just put the carbon fiber actually just on the collarbone itself as well. Or again, that little side stripe here that we've seen on the shoulder in the past. But it is cool on the numbers. Again, just the overall athletic vibe of the jersey is nice for Detroit there as well too. Again, I guess, like we're saying, not a continuing stripe between the jersey and the pant, or even a stripe on the pant there to, throw, overload with the design. So I guess that's the collarbone situation. And the blue helmet with the black lion logo, the black face mask is legit as well too. They really did nail that. So I think, again, just the overall colorway here is really, really great. I don't know if it's, a 9.9, 10 out of 10 on the overall design, but I think we're talking 9.7 on the colorways and, 8.2 on the design. So it's still going to have a good overall, score here for this Lions jersey. But again, they're kind of the ones in the NFC North that actually did get the sleek upgrade as well too, the modern take on their jerseys. Because I guess you could have had carbon fiber on an old one, but I guess they haven't really had like, they haven't had like the black and the alternate jerseys. Like going back to the Barry Sanders, I think it was like different like versions of obviously the gray, the chrome and the blue as well. But again, this will be one of the better helmets I guess that the Lions have had in recent years. That is for sure. Now, Minnesota, these were one of the first rivals that I saw just scrolling online. And, they did a little like Green Bay. Again, they just kind of elevated their jersey that they had before. But I think they really did nail this one here. I think that this is a very, very beautiful, simple, well done jersey. Again, you kind of have a fine art twist to the striping. And I guess it's like maybe it's like Viking chainmail or something like that. I don't know. But you've got it on the shoulder pad, and then you've got like a nice sword pattern on the side as well too. So that's definitely, very cool touch. And again, not overdoing it. Just those two details. Change the font of the Vikings part on the front here. Change the font of the logo of the numbers, and you got a whole new jersey. The helmet itself, again, gold face mask, still, iconic purple helmet, but you get the sword stripe there in the middle as well too. I guess Jefferson with the dual sleeve with the dual accessory here is kind of cool. You got the arm sleeve with the undershirt is definitely a new look. But I guess not a new look, but kind of the dueling colors as well too. I can't like picture that too many times, but either way, these are definitely up there as well. Again, we really do like the Titans jerseys there as well, but this is definitely a contender for the top ones, chat. Yeah, this is a nice jersey. You got the old timey letters here. Yeah, it's definitely a very, very cool touch as well, too, for the front of the jersey. I guess, eagle tattoo on our guy. Nordic knot pattern. Hey, yo, the Nordic knot pattern in the uniform mimics the knots on the Gallagher horn at U.S. Bank Stadium pants. The pattern comes to a point on the pants to symbolize a sword. Okay, yeah, so we did get that. Pretty right as well, too. So yeah, I think we do have to. Are the Bears going to be the last one, or is it the Colts? Chat again. The Colts aren't displaying too much here. Oh, that's right, and the Jags as well. Did the Jags just leap up to number one? It's tough, Chad. It is again. The Jags have a little more going on than the Titans, but I just like the sleekness of what Tennessee has got as well too. But I think you just have to honestly respect the Jags game. It is what it is. In this case, the Jags design team really did ball out in this scenario, or whatever Nike representative, tasked with the Jags uniforms, cooked up here, definitely was in their bag. So I do think that Jacksonville is going to be the number one rival. I think we got to go Jacksonville. Is it Jacksonville, Tennessee, then Minnesota? I guess we can do a little mix up there. Jacksonville, Tennessee, Minnesota. Then is it Green Bay by default? And then Houston's actually last for stealing, for plagiarism, is what is really going on here. So then the Colts, and then I think the Bears do probably end up over the Colts, though, as much as we hate to admit it. Like, the Colts helmet is cool, but the Bears is just doing a little bit more as well. So I think you just have to respect the game at some point, even if, again, maybe it is, leaning a little heavy into the throwback there, which is not a bad thing. Again, you get the old logo here as well, too, is pretty cool. Is this the Iceman pose, I guess? Hey, Iceman, is he ice cold, Chad? Is he going to, I guess, maybe drop that in an interview at some point? So, yeah, Christmas Day for the Bears. We will get to see the classy rivals uniforms, but some good updates here as well, too. Again, obviously, we're disappointed that this is what we got for the Colts. It is what it is. So, do we have to just look up Colts alternates, chat? Hey, yo. Was somebody cooking up jerseys that, would be even slightly better? What can you even do with the Colts jersey outside of this? Again, you could have, they've done like the dark blue and blacks as well, too. So, there is a version there. Yeah, they just did this as well. Kind of a dark blue all the way around in a blackout helmet. Again, I do like the flip of that. The blue helmet maybe pushing closer to a blacker jersey as well. This is a cool version. You do have the old Colts logo. Anthony Richardson. Oh, like I say, this is a concept. I was like, there's no way Anthony Richardson wore these. I would have remembered this game. Hey, yo, Anthony Richardson in these old jerseys would have been like the highlight of his career, honestly. So that is, again, cool, but it's not too much. But I guess just even having the different logo on the helmet does really change the vibe in a new way. Okay, gray outs here for the Colts. Not too much here. At least, they are a little darker than this. Now, maybe there would be like a texture that you could do on the helmet potentially. And these are all blue. This is getting crazy here as well. Designed by Franco. Again, we do have those Colts alternates there that we pointed out earlier. Oh, chat, what's this? Almost looking like Duke in some ways. I guess, is that the Daniel Jones connection here? This might just be a Duke uniform. He just threw a Colts logo on it. Again, this also does look like Duke. Duke does have kind of a gray uniform in some ways. So the black on black is cool as well, too. Maybe get rid of the shoulder pads. I guess it's the same situation there. I guess that'd be this one. Yeah, I do like this one. If we pulled up in these bottom left ones, these would definitely be pretty sick. The matte helmet, we would be a fan of that. But again, it's pretty much the same all the way around. You're gonna see maybe some crazy stuff like this. This is definitely getting out there. We don't know about that one. Some camo. Hey, yo, Colts and camo would be definitely interesting. I guess, has the NFL? Oh, chat. Hey, which team did it? Is this what did it better or did it worse? Again, the Colts just being a little bit darker is better, and having the gray socks as well too. You do need the sleekness throughout. Like, if you want to have the breakup with the t-shirt, again, that's one thing. But and maybe that is the one advantage of having a little bit lighter. Again, if a Saints player broke up their jersey with the gold t-shirt, I actually think that it wouldn't look bad. But you know, it wouldn't be as peak as pause as, you know, the version where it's just the continuation there. But is this the Tulane jerseys that they announced? The Mardi Gras jerseys? Yeah, these are pretty sick, chat. These might be, again, one of the best helmets that we've had. Can we just look these up real quick and see what we've got? Yeah, the Tulane wave on the helmet there is definitely pretty crazy. The Mardi Gras kind of pattern here. You got the beads as well too. Is fun. You know what? You know what, Chad? Not to do some revisions to the jersey immediately. But what if you actually had the party beads on the neckline for one of the jerseys? Could the Saints do that for their rivalry jerseys? Could it be like gold looking beads somehow threaded on here? I don't know. Hey yo, chat, the computer screen just flashed like crazy. I'm shocked that we're still going. Honestly, it literally just like technical difficulty like looked like it just died. So hey yo, you know, my heart just skipped a beat. It is what it is. But we're here. We're still going. I think we are chugging right along. Pause. But yeah, just still looking for a good old Colts uniform. The internet almost crashed. Just looking for a good Colts uniform. You know, gold horseshoe, not too bad. There, Anthony Richardson in the red protective jerseys. Okay, a little bit of a different scenario. Okay, here we go. Here's another blackout concept for Indy here as well too, which is starting to get closer to something that would be pretty cool. Oh, chat shout out. Is this Lenny Moore? Maybe. I guess, you know, we need to make sure we know every Colts running back in the day, but you know, great look as well too. So we'll really have to, I guess, you know, get in the lab and cook up and see if we can we help the Colts actually, like, what can the Colts do to have a cool jersey? Hey, yo, are we just the one cooked team in all of sports? Oh, what's this? Indiana Knights? Just like the Eddie Murphy movie? Or wait a second, that might be a different type of Knights. But this just looks like Florida. Hey, yo, this is just Florida. What's going on here? It's not Indiana Knights. It's the Florida Gators logo. Is that even Anthony Richardson? I'm not even sure if that's somebody else that got his number afterwards. Let's see what we've got here. Indiana Knights, the Colts franchise. Is this the jersey that we had? Is this those ones that we were? Yeah, so this is these that we were looking at already. So yeah. Oh, the Anvil Strikes. Is that the name of these? Because I guess horseshoe, Colt, the Anvil Strikes. Okay, that's interesting. See, even the blue texture on that is the problem is they just really didn't match the helmet with the blue jerseys as well. Is this? I don't even know. Oh yeah, the Anvil Strikes jersey. Okay, there we go. They're, you know, working in there, you know, blacksmithing, making horseshoes. Hey yo. Oh, we got the Colts Anvil, a custom Colts Anvil. I mean, are we gonna be like pounding that at the games or something? Pause. Hey yo. You know, Sauce Gardner. We traded multiple first-round picks for him, so we have to use him in our commercial now. Hey, yo. Downs and Pierce? What does that mean for the offense? You know, no Keenan Allen on the first day of the trade. But, okay, and we also have a white accessory option. Again, ban it. Hey, yo. Just go black or blue accessories here, I think, is the move. The Indianapolis Colts are bringing a completely different look on the field this season. As part of the Rivals program, they unveiled their Anvil Strikes, which will make on September 77th against Houston. Design draws from inspiration from the Anvil, a symbol long associated with Colts football. Oh, yeah, chat. We've always long associated with Colts football. Representing strength, resilience, and relentless mentality of the franchise. Result is one of the boldest uniform departures in Colts history while still maintaining recognizable elements of the team's identity. The centerpiece of the uniform is a metallic blue helmet featuring a high shine finish that gives the Colts traditional blue a completely different appearance. The helmet is finished with the Indy bumper on the front, paying tribute to the Colts call home. The city the Colts call home. The jersey moves away from the Colts' traditional white and blue combination, utilizing instead the dark anthracite? A dark anthracite? I don't even know if we're saying this right. Anvil steel color. A dark anthracite anvil steel color inspired by the look of forged steel. High shine and reflective elements are incorporated throughout the uniform to mimic and spark and movement created when the anvil is struck. One of the biggest changes comes with the horseshoe. For the first time in franchise history, the symbol is integrated directly into the jersey design with the silver metallic finish. The shoulder pad striping receives an updated treatment, while horseshoe-inspired grommets Add another subtle reference to the franchise's most recognized symbol. The number remains classic Colts inspired, helping maintain connection to the team's traditional identity, blah, blah, blah. The result uniform to change. Traditional iconography, which much more aggressive industrial aesthetic. Hey, yo. So last year they got the jerseys and not the helmet. And this year we got the helmet, not the jerseys. It is what it is. But maybe we'll be wrong. When we see him out on the field, we might be wrong. Hey, yo, you know, the anvil strikes, we could be talked into it, chat. It is what it is. Maryland unveils Los Terps helmet for Hispanic Heritage Night. Hey, yo, pretty cool. Shout out. You know, again, hey, yo, Daniel Jones. Maybe these uniforms, hopefully. Oh, there's the horseshoe, you know, the gray horseshoe. Shout out. Hopefully the, you know, uniforms also able to be greatest show on uniform on turf uniforms as well too. I love that we just have all jersey links here. Ayo, Air Force trying to get into the mix here as well too. Ayo, Air Force unveils 2026 Air Power Legacy Series honoring the B-21 Raider. Hey, yo. Let's see what we got here, Chad. We do know that, again, the college jerseys are going to be pretty crazy as well. Okay, Chad. I mean, of the planes that, like, the general public knows about, this is obviously, like, one of the iconic, you know, basic, what do you say, like, you know, stealth planes out there, this design. So I guess we didn't know by name as the B-21 Raider, but again, you do know what that looks like. If you saw that flying around, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's that military plane. But you know, have we seen it incorporated into a jersey yet? As well too, is pretty sick. So you know, again, it is stealthy. It is obviously, you know, undercover. It is probably going to be, again, mostly like a, you know, a darker jersey there as well too. You get the military industrial complex just listed right on the back of the helmet as well. And again, just the logo being, honestly, if that was the Air Force logo, that would make a ton of sense. Again, that's like kind of the most, like we're saying, famous big plane that they have. So if they just rebranded it around that, like it's like when Batman with the Dark Knight logo. It's like a little more sleeker. It's like just make that the new Air Force logo. So again, I don't know if we got a great look at the entire jersey there, but hey, yo, just getting the defense contractor's name right on the back of the helmet is honestly a crazy move. I don't know how we feel about that necessarily, but it is there. Are we gonna get a little write up here about that at all? The Falcons have packaged the uniform with references to the organizations responsible for. Oh, there it is, right there. The Falcons have packaged the uniform with references to the organizations responsible for developing, testing, and operating America's next generation of air power. So that, again, that would be the shout out that they have on the back of their helmet to the company there. But patches recognize Global Air Strike Command, which oversees the nation's strategic bomber fleet and Intercontinental Ballistic Missile Force, as well as the 412 Test Wing at Edwards Air Base and Air Force Material Command. Hey, yo. So I guess that's the only other jersey that we had here. They're just catching up as well. But yeah, Jersey Corner, chat. Hey, yo, again, the NFL hitting us with some news. You know, maybe getting lost in the shuffle. Again, shout out to Dolly, or, you know, recipes to Dolly Parton there. But, you know, still we had to look out at what's going on. The helmet for the Terps, much larger Spanish Heritage Night initiative involving Maryland Athletics and El Tiempo Latino, a Washington, D.C. based Latino media company. So it looks like they'll rock those helmets there that day as well too. So hey, yo, chat, we'll take one more quick break here and then get to I guess the rest of the news of the day as well too. And again, shout out to Idewild 20th anniversary. Hey, Idewild week here on the REMINGTOM Pod. We'll be right back right after this. All right, chat, we are back, and boy, do we have some stories to get to. I tell you what, we may not be qualified to tackle on some of these headlines. It is what it is. I was thinking, do we just have to go back and just look at the Pro Football Reference for the 1996 season instead of, addressing the news? But I think we just got to address the news, chat. The Niners. Hey, yo, San Francisco. What's been going on in the offseason? San Francisco 49ers owner Jed York used a pseudonym and responded multiple times to a fictitious ad for a prostitute prior to his arrest in Ohio over the weekend, according to an incident report obtained ESPN Tuesday by ESPN, quoting an article here from Tom Shad. In the report, our officers with the Mahoning Valley Law Enforcement Task Force wrote York identified himself as a man, Joe, in response to an ad which posted by undercover officer posing as a woman quote, extra quote here, known on a, quote, known prostitution website. York contacted the undercover officer twice Saturday with no response before the undercover officer responded with a third message and sent Sunday and offered to meet that morning in East Palestine, Ohio, according to the incident report. Officers arrested York after he arrived and agreed upon meeting location: the Wheat Hill mobile home community. Hey, yo. So, chat, Jed York is going to the Wheat Hill mobile home community for a little booty, is what it looks like. Again, this man owns the Niners. This man owns a football team. I mean, turns out these football owners, they do like the ladies. These guys are like living Game of Thrones era lifestyles, just hanging out in brothels and stuff. Robert Kraft, Jed York. Hey, yo. So we've got Jed York, not to pocket watch or anything like that, but we've got Jed York, an estimated 8.5 billion for our guy Jed York. I don't know how many billionaires there are on the planet. Not that many. Jed York is one of them. And, definitely has... I guess maybe is there a couple different Jed Yorks here? Jed York Jr.? I'm not sure. I guess do we have people start separating themselves at this point? Articles, who is Jed York? Hey, yo. Jed York and Chad getting Jed York, dog. Hey, yo. But he's been with the team for 21 years, 16 as a CEO. York is the grandson of former owner Eddie Bartolo Jr., son of Denise Bartolo York and Dr. John York, team's co-chairman. During his tenure, the Niners have won 5 NFC titles, played with 7 championship Super Bowls, and appeared in 3 Super Bowls. So that man, I mean, chat, like, we got to figure out, what is going on in these rings. Hey, yo, because Robert Kraft gets busted in one parlor and he's got 7 Super Bowls, and Jed York gets busted in another parlor. Pause. I mean, literally in multiple ways, double entendre. Getting busted in another parlor, and the Wheat and West Hill mobile home community, and he's got 5 championships under his belt as well too. Like, are these arguably the 2 most successful franchises of the 21st century? I don't know. I guess Super Bowl wise, the Seahawks have won 2 now in the 21st century. Kansas City as well too with Mahomes. But obviously the longevity of the run. The Eagles have been a really successful team here as well too. And again, we're not going to necessarily get wins all the way correct, but and obviously Brady won with a couple different franchises as well too. I mean, the Steelers are going to be a high level winning team. Again, the Colts with a couple good quarterbacks over the century are going to be a high regular season team. The Packers are going to be a good regular season team here as well too. Let's see if we can even get this stats pulled up here and see what we have going on, if there's any way we can figure out. And again, I guess San Francisco doesn't have a Super Bowl in the 21st century, so they do have them, of course, with Steve Young, with Joe Montana back in the day. And again, we're obviously super competitive here as well too. But who are the most winningest? I don't know if that's how you say it, but who are the most winningest NFL teams of the 21st century? So let's see what we can potentially dig up here for an answer. Just StatMuse give us the right access here for the stats? I'm not sure, but we can see if we can. Obviously, the Patriots are number one. Yeah, the Steelers, if we're just going win percentage, the Steelers are number two. Patriots 284 wins, Steelers 265, Packers 260, Eagles 253, Ravens 252, Colts 246, Seahawks 243, Chiefs 238. So again, I guess the Niners have had some down years, and even under Shanahan, it's been a little weird where it's like they either miss the playoffs or make the Super Bowl. Is kind of one or the other. So again, it's not like super shocking seeing all these names in the top 8. Again, maybe Seattle's the one that again. I mean, you go back to the early part of they did make a Super Bowl there in 05. So they have made a Super Bowl in every decade, and they've won a Super Bowl in the last 2. So again, it does make sense that they have been crazy successful. Again, same with the Ravens. The Ravens made a Super Bowl in 2000s, made one in the 2010s. I guess they haven't gone to the 20s yet, but obviously, and maybe teens. Did they go in the 10s and the teens, or no? It's just the teens that they won in the teens. But no, that would have been 10s. Hey, what are we saying? But either way, again, arguably 2 of the most successful franchises the last 15 years. But again, maybe the Patriots have been a little passed up, just instantly by San Francisco again. Maybe the last, like we're saying, 10 years. But I don't know, Chad. Hey, yo. I mean, this would be a little bit of a different scenario with the Colts owner. But, the Wheat Hill mobile home community in East Palestine, Ohio. Oh, chat. Hey, yo. Oh, look at that. Turns out other people are interested as well, too. Inside the trailer park where 49ers Chiefs was arrested for paying $140. Hey, yo. 140, chat? Jed York. This is why you're a billionaire, because he never spends his money. I mean, Chad, have we been in this mobile home? Everybody's been in this mobile home park. It's just this is the one in, Ohio. Hey, yo. The owner of Wheat Hill said later Monday morning the 46-year-old had not been planning to meet the woman at the park, but had just pulled into the site when he was snarled by cops. So he wouldn't go in there for nothing at all. Hey, yo. It's like just the police are, I guess, harassing him. That's the only reason. The high-flying NFL franchise boss allegedly organized to pay $140 for a sex worker, but it turned out to be an undercover police sting, chat. What a plot twist. Hey, yo. Nothing'll kill the vibe like it turning out to be an undercover police sting. I tell you what. Not, whatever vibe you're getting there, but, nothing's going to kill the vibe like that. I tell you what, this is not Clute. Hey, yo. Jed York's no Donald Sutherland. And, I don't know if this, this lady was Jane Fonda herself. But, yeah, either way, I guess, we don't really have pictures. That's not the point. Either way, shout out. But, she's a business. Well, I guess she's an undercover cop. I guess it's not a business lady, just an undercover cop. But it says it bills itself as a quiet place to live. Hey, yo. Why the Wheat Hill mobile home community? I guess if you're paying $140, you're going to the Wheat Hill mobile home community. It is what it is. So Jed York. Oh man. 49. Oh, we're not gonna go there. The San Francisco Chronicle, Ohio town where Jed York was arrested as a hot spot for prostitution. Oh, stings. Oh, Jed York is not well researched apparently. Hey, yo. But see, the thing is, now the people know. The problem is they got too high profile of a celebrity. So now they've, used up a spot. So hey, yo, obviously, it doesn't take too much to... Your browser has set to private or incognito mode. Are we in incognito mode right now? Hey, yo, I guess we are. Yeah, so we have to log in to see this article, I guess. But, okay, so sorry to the San Francisco Chronicle, but I guess we'll have to... be back another day. Can we just go to the Wheat Hill Mobile Home Community website? Here we go. Oh, look at that, chat. It's like Gladiators. Did Ridley Scott put together this website? Hey, yo, look at that. We got pictures of wheat right here. Just right up front. But, so, for Wheat Hill. But, what is this? This is not even a mobile home. That's a shed. Hey, yo. Wheat Hill will supply... Oh, they will supply a high-quality shed with windows as well? That's cool. Pick a color. Pick a design. We'll have it built. Just an extra $25 per month that's added to your life? Chat, Wheat Hill's got some deals. Hey, yo. You could get a shed for $25 a month and then, and then some sex for $140. I mean, Wheat Hill's got some options. Hey, yo. Wheat Hill Mobile Home Community has a fantastic offer for tiny homes. Oh, no, chat. It says Wheat Hill is a clean, quiet, affordable community featuring country living. Yet minutes from all the amenities you could ever want. Turns out it's literally all the amenities you could ever want, just minutes away, chat. Does that mean Jed York's minutes away from finishing? What are they talking about there? Minutes away? But hey, yo, chat, we gotta turn this next game down. That just went on in the background as well. Okay, here we are. It says established in 2007. The park has actually been around since the 70s. And it used to be considered a nice place to live. Whoa. Hey, yo. So apparently, again, times have changed. It says, then the previous owner bought it and it totally went to hell. Whoa, Chad, this is on the website. This is on the website quote. So it said, again, quote, we're just going to read it again for dramatic effect. This park has actually been around since the 70s. It used to be considered a nice place. Then the previous owner bought it and it totally went to hell. Every bad type of person you can imagine lived here. Whoa. Hey, yo. It says that all changed again, we're still reading the website here. That all changed in 2007 when business changed owners. The bad people and the quote drama are gone. Since Wheat Hill started in 2007, abandoned homes have been demolished and newer and much nicer homes have come in. Pads of water and electrical have been upgraded. Trees were overgrown and falling, have all been cut down, and new and spectacular landscaping is constantly going on. And something is colorful all year round? Christmas decorations start in November and they get bigger and more elaborate every year. Oh, Chad, that's annoying. You don't want to get into a Christmas lights competition with your neighbor, and now it's like I have to dump it's like, what am I up to? $2,000 this year in lights? Like, put up a tree and I don't know, you get like a nativity, shout out, but and then you get some presents there. Really is where the investment is, but and then our Christmas lights. Hey, yo. I mean, our brother's a Christmas lights person, so that's probably what happened is like, in the family, he got the Christmas lights, love of the game. Hey, yo. But I gotta be honest, I guess, well, I guess we don't decorate for Christmas. It is. I was like, would we decorate for Christmas? We don't. But again, it's not like we don't decorate for Christmas. It's just one of those things. It's like, are we going to go out and get all the decorations and then try to find a place to store Christmas decorations every year and, have all that stuff? Again, it's fine. Having a tree and stuff. Hey, you love to have it. Being in households with Christmas decorations. Again, it's a beautiful thing. You drive around, see Christmas lights, and it's awesome. But again, am I gonna be right now actively? Like, I guess last year we didn't like deck the studio out. Well, we didn't have like mistletoe in the studio, or something. But again, I guess we have to. We have to get some mistletoe. But the problem is now we have mistletoe, and like we're gonna walk past IT, like, oh well, what just happened? Is it gonna be bad luck if we don't honor? So like, again, like maybe we just Christmas decorations just not now. But I guess we could get a couple more Christmas movies as well too. Snag a Elf, Almost Christmas. Hey, yeah, I guess how many Christmas? I guess we can probably get like 8 or 9 different Christmas movies that are pretty cool. But it turns out, is there less than 10 Christmas movies that are cool? No, that's probably not true. But I guess we have to sit down and go through the list. But and then again, you can't forget about your shed at Wheat Hill as well too. About us tiny homes. What's going on, Chad? Is there some opportunity here at Wheat Hill? Oh, this is very tiny. This is just a trailer flat. So do you just set up your tent there, or what's going on? Tiny home shells. The most difficult and labor-intensive part of any tiny home is build the shell. Tiny home build is the shell in the trailer. This can seem overwhelming to a lot of people. One option is to have the shell built to RVIA standards, and then finish the inside as the time and budget allow. Here are a few links to companies that offer this service. Oh, wow, very nice here. So look at this very informative website from Wheat Hill. You'll love it. It just all set up to be just capturing. I don't even know if this is real. I feel like this is like a WandaVision episode. Is this like the town in WandaVision? Is this like a fake town just totally set up to catch, rich guys paying for cheap prostitution? Because again, if you get like Jed York, what else does he do besides own San Francisco? Like again, he's CEO of the Niners. I guess he's the grandson of the CEO there, so he might have been born and raised as a, sports owner guy compared to being the businessman getting into sports, if that makes sense. Because yeah, he's on the board of Leeds United. What's that? Yeah, another football club. So he's on soccer teams and NFL teams is essentially what he does. He did begin work as a financial analyst for the Guggenheim partners at their New York City offices, but left approximately a year after his job. I guess we're assuming this is the same Jed York as well too. Has his Wikipedia page been updated? Not quite yet. Personal life. Oh, there it is, chat. Okay, we can confirm. And it looks like the total on Wikipedia has been rounded up to 150. Or no, that's his fine. Oh, his fine is only $10 more than his bill. Is that what we're seeing here? Hey, yo. York was arrested in Ohio on suspicious of in East Palestine, Ohio, on suspicion of engaging in prostitution. Just suspicion. The prostitution was later lowered to disorderly conduct, and York pled no contest to all charges. So did they get him too early? Is that what happened, Chad? Hey, yo, it turns out the investigation, busted nut on capturing him here. Hey, yo. Like, how do you mess that up? On suspicious of engaging in prostitution. Well, I guess, how do you mess that up? Because again, it is an undercover cop involved. So it'd have to be a very, very committed undercover cop. But again, like, what is the situation here? Because this is obviously, we're getting a little Chris Hansen-y here as well. This is getting a little prime time-ish. Like, he walks into the mobile home, I guess, because it's not a house, but I guess it is a house, it's a home, but, mobile home. But, either way, we're not trying to disrespect the mobile home, but, again, Jed York, owner, he pulls up in his custom San Francisco 49ers Cadillac. I don't know what he drives, but it's definitely got, like, it says, like, York on it, on the plates, and he's like, oh, my $8 billion bank account, driving into the mobile home, and gets into the mobile home. I guess they're hanging out in the mobile home kitchen as well, and then she's just like, oh, we're gonna, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, or bathroom's right over here, I'll be right back. And then she goes to the bathroom, and then a couple minutes later, Chris Hansen walks out, and he's like, now Jed York, you know what this looks like, right? But again, that's a. Chris Hansen's obviously going a little bit of even a more different route there as well, too. Where, again, stepping in is totally different than, again, like, where are we getting Jed York in the process here? Like, if you're really going for it, again, I'm trying to think of what, what cop movie, I guess, what cop movie did they throw something out because of procedural issues? Hey, yo, I guess name one. But, and, name anything else. But, again, how do you get him on suspicion? So maybe he saw something. Maybe, again, they were just really set up super obvious as well, too. They were just cops all over the mobile home. Jed York pulling in like, man, a lot of police officer here. Maybe undercover, just like bad undercover cars as well, too. Again, shout out to the undercover cops. They're more obvious than sometimes more obvious than the real cops at times, because the real cops have, like, hey, yo, I guess, can we, are we, what kind of analysis can we get here? But, the real cop vehicles are all like darker vehicles, at least, I guess this is not maybe true everywhere, because I guess you do have like sheriff vehicles or lighter vehicles and stuff sometimes, but real cop vehicles here are all darker vehicles. So, like, if they're driving around at night, sometimes, again, like, they really do just kind of, like, you're just like, oh, that just popped out of nowhere there. But, again, like, a undercover vehicle sometimes, like, red or something. They're usually almost always red or brown. Hey, like a light tan color, or, again, red or, like, lighter blue. So you could just see them from farther away. And it's like, oh, that looks like the silhouette of a cop car from a mile away. Are those lights? And I guess, not the headlights, but just like, are those lights on the inside of the windshield right there? Is that the antenna? Like, what's going on? But, again, either way, what are you saying so, maybe Jed York just really had it, hey, what did he have pinned down? Maybe he just really, really had it nailed down that they were, they were investigating him and like took off right away, so they had to get him like as he was leaving the park. Like maybe he has his driver. Does he have a chauffeur? Does he have a chauffeur drop him off at the Wheat Hill Mobile Home Park? And he's like, pick me up later. What's the name of the chauffeur or the butler or the chauffeur in Trading Places? Hey, yo, speaking of, like, Jed York is literally trading places here. Like, I don't know. Maybe is that what happened? Did he like lose a bet to like some old guys, and they're like, oh, now you got to go, go down to Wheat Hill Mobile Home Park or something. But what do we got? And obviously, Alfred, Jeffrey. There's a lot of great butlers out there. Jimmy. Hey, yo. But Butler trading places. What do we got here? Deemholm Elmet, I guess, is the actor name. His character name is Coleman, serving as the loyal butler. But was he the driver as well to the Duke brothers' cruel social experiment? Chauffeur? Can we spell chauffeur right? Trading Places chauffeur. Let's see what we got here. The chauffeur in Trading Places is uncredited actor Ronald Silvers, who drives the Duke brothers' Rolls-Royce limousine. In this memorable scene, Billy Ray Valentine leans over it from the backseat and asks the chauffeur of the Duke brothers, unbelievable job offer and $80,000 salary is a practical joke, and to which the silent chauffeur shakes his head. So again, he doesn't even get a line, but he steals the show. So, maybe this guy, what's his name again? Ronald Silvers? Maybe Ronald Silvers is driving Jed York down to the mobile home park to get his rocks off as well. But he sends to 1 day in jail and orderly pay a fine for $150 for disorderly conduct, along with $1,000 for possessing criminal tools. Also, did he have he's like, oh, Chad, he's gonna go pay for some prostitution, and he's gonna bring like some like blunts or something. He's like, I'll bring some weed and we can smoke, and then or whatever. Like, hey, yo, like criminal tools. What is it, meth? Hey, yo. Like, is he like, oh, we're gonna just, or I guess he could be doing a little Scarface as well too. I guess they wouldn't get him on. See, I guess it would have to be something a little lower. I guess Ohio, we don't know the rules there as well, or maybe he had like a gun in the car or something. I guess that goes into it. It's like, oh, Jed York, hey, yo. But again, criminal tools. I don't know what that could possibly, what else we're talking about unless he's snorting, sniffing, or smoking. Hey, yo. But we could be just assuming something else there. That we could just be throwing other allegations at Jed York that he doesn't need at this time. Hey, yo. But again, do we just look this up here? What is $1,000 for possessing criminal tools? Like, did he have did he steal the car to go to mobile home park? Oh, Chad, look at that. You Google this, and Jed York is the person that pops up. Authorities initially accused him of engaging in prostitution. Prosecutors amended the prostitution charge to just on ESPN. Well, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Okay, I think we're back and good to go. We did dip down there for a second, but I think we're back. Hey, yo, Jed York, he's using his forces to try to cut us off right now. It says, if you'd like, I can provide more. Oh, Gemini's going to give us more detail on Ohio criminal law. I guess we may need that here as well, too. Let's go, I guess, back to the ESPN story that we were looking at earlier. And see, authorities initially charged York with misdemeanor accounts of engaging in prostitution and, again, possessing criminal tools. The former charge was amended to misdemeanor. Blah, blah, blah. York's attorney did not immediately reply to a request for comment. He was not excited to talk about it. The 49ers said in a statement that as this is a legal matter, which has been resolved, we will not be providing any further comment at the time. They're like, we fixed it. The NFL said in a statement that the league is aware of the matter, which will be reviewed under the personal conduct policy. I guess, yes, if he's the owner, or he could be removed from his position. Maybe they make him, get removed from his position. Not going to be happening. He already got removed from his position one time. Hey, yo. But court records say the local prosecutor filed a plea agreement Monday morning as York pleaded no contest and paid, $1,500 and almost $1,200 in fines. And $150 for disorderly. Oh, that's I guess the $1,000 for criminal tools. So they won't tell us what the criminal tool charge, what it is, what he has. And he was in jail for a day as well too. Obviously, he just gets right out. But with 1 day already considered to be served, so just like him being booked was his day, I guess. Columbiana County Prosecutor Vito Corleone, Vito Aberizioni, told ESPN in an email that he could also not offer any additional details about York's case beyond confirming the charges were reduced to part of a plea agreement. This was routine for someone facing those types of charges in our area, not having a crisp history of this type of criminal in his past. So they're like, this is actually what what normally goes on in this case. Yeah, we all know that. We all know that typically when people get arrested in prostitution rings, that they get let out the next day. Is usually how that goes. York has been a majority owner of the Niners since 2024 and has been the team's chief executive officer since 2008. He was originally from Youngstown, Ohio. Oh, so they got him in the hometown, chat. Turned his hometown trailer park against him is a sad thing, honestly. Again, you drive past those things, good memories. But Niners have made the Super Bowl 3 times under York's leadership, losing the 2012 season under Jim Harbaugh, and 2019 and 2023 under Shanahan and general manager John Lynch. Just chat, they just can't finish. They just can't finish the season. It is what it is. York also oversaw the building of Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. The team moved to San Francisco to the new stadium in 2014 and hosted 2 Super Bowls, a World Cup, and a college football playoff game. So again, there's he's really had a lot going on for the San Francisco. And I guess sometimes he just needs a little trek down to the Weed Hill Mobile Home Community Park, just clear his mind a little bit. Hey, yo. But obviously there's a lot more going on here as well too. If we see, we're maybe missing the most important part here. And a serious note, the Mohing Valley Human Trafficking Task Force as well too being involved. It's like, oh, hey, yo. Again, so maybe that's just like York is, again, obviously, whatever you're saying there, but obviously maybe they're going for they're probably going for something bigger. Pause. And then York is just like a guy that is just partaking in, some side activities. Or maybe he is involved in something bigger and we're just letting him off the hook easy. Again, I guess we gotta be careful here. We're actually live on YouTube and, we gotta be careful what we say. But, because, he is also a person as well, too. But, again, getting arrested by the Human Task Force, Trafficking Task Force, not great. But, either way, again, we're just back to the Wee Hill Mobile Home Community Park. Again, maybe he's just like a guy that they've been tracking. I guess, but they said he had no criminal activity. So maybe they weren't intending to get York. I don't know. How did he get on this site? Ayo. But again, why was he the target? Maybe he's connected to somebody that knows something? I don't know. Again, you have, a task force like this investigating, and then again, not saying that, again, if he's being let off, then that's, I'll pause. Then that's, hopefully means that that's a good thing, because that means that nothing's going on, like, totally bad from inside. But again, like, what does he know? Who does he know? What are they trying to get to? What is the overall goal of the sting operation outside of just arrest a guy? Because that's what it's got to be, right? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Is there has to be a larger goal outside of just arresting Jed York for prostitution. Like, what's the next domino to fall? I guess. Hey, it said the NFL said in a statement, the league is aware of the matters. He was in jail for a day. Typical. So yeah, I guess we already, looked at the rest of what the report is saying there. And I guess since this is like recent as well too, that maybe they haven't released on what the criminal, the criminal tools, what they are. The court ordered his cell phone returned, but $160 seized during the arrest. Is that a tip? Ayo, pause. He's like $140 and then a $20 tip on top of that. Jed York, what a guy. Ayo, it was, but he forfeited it, I guess. And yeah, the judge serving him 1 day in jail for each count served concurrently and credited as time served. Okay, so he's like Christian Bale and Shaft, just in prison for a night or something. But I mean, Jed York is again, add him to the list of owners, Chad. Hey, we got a list now. We got a list of owners being busted in prostitution rings, literally. Again, the ones that we know about. I guess maybe there's other owners getting busted in prostitution rings that we don't know about at this point. Like, hey, who's next? Jerry Jones? Like, do we just take odds? I think Jed York would have been a real sleeper here. Because, Chad, if we take odds, the Rem and Sam Pod gets sued by 30 owners of the Rem and Sam Pod. Oh, well, You know what? If we get sued by an NFL owner, I'm sure we could, the REMINGTOM Investigates will dig up something. There it is, what it is. NFL owners, list of current franchise owners. Maybe like the Cardinals guy. Yo, Bidwell chat. We gotta be careful. We got Steve Biscotti chat. Yo, the Ravens owner Biscotti. Tepper. We gotta be really careful. Jimmy Haslam, Jerry Jones, Rob Walton. Oh no, Green Bay Packers Inc. That could just be even worse. Cal McNair, Shad Khan, Mark Davis, Dean Spanos, Stan Kroenke. Chad, when you pull up the list and go through the names, it's even worse than you think. Stephen Ross, Robert Kraft already guilty. Gail Benson, maybe. Woody Johnson. Hey, his name's literally Woody Johnson. I mean, if Woody Johnson doesn't get busted in a prostitution ring, then do we know nothing about life? Hey, yo. Again, his name is literally Dick. Hey, Woody Johnson. But John Mara, Giants, Jeffrey Lurie chat. Hey, yo, Jeffrey Lowry, is that how you say it? Art Rooney, Dan and Jed York, Brian Glazer, Josh Harris chat. Hey, yo. Isn't Josh Harris with Philly? It doesn't have something that has something to do with Michael Rubin. I don't know. But yeah, chat, we're taking odds of who do we say? Who's getting busted in a prostitution? Biscotti. It's either Biscotti or we gotta go Mark Davis. I guess maybe Mark Davis has a lady though. Dean Spanos. I guess we're giving Mark Davis a lot of credit. But Stephen Ross. Oh, chat, it could be Stephen Ross. Even Ziggy Wilf though. I mean, I didn't even. If you told me who the Vikings owner was, I would never have guessed Ziggy Wilf. Hey, yo. But he also owns Orlando City Soccer Club as well, too. So, definitely invested in the sports world in a couple ways there. But, yeah, we'll see. Jed York, I guess. How does this affect the San Francisco 49ers? Shanahan said it has no effect on San Francisco whatsoever. Against, Shanahan, he has experience because he's like, it has no effect on me because I'm still healing from this crash over here. Hey, 2 days after San Francisco was arrested, linebacker Fred Warner said on Tuesday that the York situation has little or no impact on what the team is trying to accomplish on the field. Turns out the owner trying to, shop Craigslist for the deals on a Tuesday night. Fred Warner's not too worried about that. Shanahan spoke with York, who pleaded no contest to misdemeanor charges. My point of view is, as a coach, does it affect our team? Shanahan said, from a football standpoint, it has no effect on us. I mean, as far as what we do day to day, what we talk about, it hasn't been mentioned in a meeting today. It didn't get brought up. I doubt that's true at all. I think it's the first thing that they brought up. They're like, what happened here? It doesn't have anything to do with what happened on the field. The sentiment Warner echoed when he was asked how the locker room absorbed the news of York on Monday. He says, we're all aware. It really wasn't a conversation you being had in the locker room. Of course, yeah, you noticed it. Hey, you can't help smell the guy every time he walks in. But that time same time we're so hyper focused on Bill. We can't. We're just championship minded. He's locked in. A lot of guys on the bubble trying to make the team, so we're just trying to figure out the football personal situation. Let it stay with him. According to Shanahan, York has been away from the team and back home in Ohio. Yeah, it turns out, how does Shanahan know that York's in Ohio? They're like, oh, Shanahan, what do you think? I think he might be in Ohio. I don't know. We just saw he got arrested there, so my guess is that's where he's at. Area he grew up for most of this training camp. York, chat, hey, yo. The pieces are, chat. The FBI. Again, I don't know what steps York was taking here, but York filed for divorce from his wife Danielle in May. According to documents filed in Santa Clara County Superior Court. It doesn't really go much into detail there, but again, clearly there's separation there. So, and it says he filed for divorce from his wife, not necessarily the other way around. So is he just like, walking around looking for anything at this point, or, again, is he just like trying to open himself up to make room for a more active lifestyle? I don't know if he was being on the offensive or the defensive here, with this move, but that does obviously, like you say, make sense why there's some free agency there for Jed York. In York's afferent, Shanahan said not much has been different. It turns out I don't think Jed York has, again, been like a big X's and O's guy for this team. Like, oh, Jed York, he just sits on that spot every time we're at practice by the substation and just, cheers us on, and we miss him, and we really wish he was here, and Jed York's smile really helped me get that third down. It says while York knows it says, while York knows before any big move the Niners make, Shanahan said that the proximate. It's always the same with me, Shanahan. Jed's been good as it gets since I've been here on letting football people make football decisions. Yeah, Jed York, literally one of the most uninvolved people in the NFL. Like, it's clear, Jed York has his mind on other things as of right now. But again, that's, he's clearly involved in, making some moves. But he will let the football people make, he's let John Lynch have a lot of good control there. Again, Shanahan as well, too, is maybe like the guy running the whole show as well, which is probably why Shanahan loves Jed York. He's like, yeah, Jed York just, he hangs out in hot tubs and then just lets me run the show. Like, it's pretty fun. But Jed always wants to be informed and a part of things. But Jed has been exactly what he said he would be on letting us make the decisions. He always wants to know about them and stuff. Whether he's here in the building or a text away or on a phone call, that doesn't change anything. So he's just like, just keep me updated with what you're doing, and you can go ahead and do it. It's really his only requirement there. And he just gets a call when he's in a meeting. He's like, sorry, Shanahan, I'm in a meeting. I'll call you back. It's like another Ohio meeting there. But why are all your meetings in the West Hillable Home Community Park, the trailer park? When Shanahan said he didn't feel the need to address York's situation with the team in the meeting today. He did acknowledge the team to tell his team to be smart and not make yourself a part of the story where situations like York's arise. Asked whether the drama, Brandon Ayuk's ongoing absence, Shanahan's car incident, now York's arrest that has surrounded the Niners made this a more difficult summer, warmer, demurred. It said, if I'm being so honest about it, training camp, it's a beast itself when it comes to football and preparing yourself for what is a 17-game season. Here in this building, it is truly all about football and trying to make sure we have the best product on the field for anybody. Again, they really have to focus on the football now because, make no mistake, it's been a lot of non-football focus here for the Niners for a while. So that truly hasn't really been a thought in my mind or the rest of the team. So, again, turns out Jed York's play calling on third down is not going to be that missed from Shanahan. And again, Jed York's not even a guy that probably leans into Shanahan's ear and is like, oh, run the slant route now. It's like, what? I didn't set that up. I've been setting up this whole other thing. We're going to take the shot here now at this point. It's like, no, Jed York, just like John Lynch, just go run the show. Hey, like John Lynch and Shanahan may have gotten fired if it was another GM. I mean, they have made 2 Super Bowls, but again, Stefanski's won 2 Coaches of the Year, and he got fired as well too. Yeah, like his friend, Jimmy G was maybe up and down injuries here as well, but his first 4 seasons, I mean, he was 6-10, 4-12, then 13-3, and I guess they did make the Super Bowl in 19, so you're gonna have a little leeway after that. But again, just on paper, like 6-10, you lose the Super Bowl, you don't bounce back, you don't make the playoffs. Like a lot of teams maybe make a move there at that point. And again, I'm Shanahan going to coach this team for another 10 years at this point. He's going into year 10 now. But there have been a couple times where it feels like maybe a more aggressive, involved owner might just be like, well, I guess we have to fire the coach now after, we lost a couple seasons like this. But Jed York's just like, wait, what? What's that? What'd you say? Sorry, I couldn't hear you over. What's going on in here? But, yeah, Jed York, chat, an active internet user himself. It looks like maybe a user of a couple different things, but, either way, this is, again, another crazy owner story that is not so surprising, but still definitely crazy to see what is going on here. And like we're saying, definitely something to keep an eye on in terms of maybe, a little detail or two being dropped about that later on as well, just as news. If again there's some type of larger operation at play, just news for that could be being dropped as well too. And unfortunately for Jed York, it's in a tough time right now for the NFL because there's just not a lot of other news. We've got again frustrating talks. Irk, Pat's QB Gonzalez. I mean, we've got a quarterback that's irked right now as the second best headline. We've got a player that's fine, a player that's irked, a player that details, and then Panthers back young defers on deal. The Lions trading offensive lineman to the Chiefs. That's what you want to do if you're Kansas City. Get a Chiefs offensive lineman. And then Bears left tackle competition still a hot spot. So you got left tackle and, edge is basically what you're looking at for, moving stuff around at this point. But, yeah, Chad, obviously, like we're saying, Jed York dominating a lot of the headlines at this point as well, too. So, yeah, we'll maybe have to have like a, honorary Jed York situation segment at some point here over the course of the show, but we will have to cook that up as well too. Okay, chat, we've crossed over for the last couple minutes for starting to get a little too tired to be on a YouTube live stream. So just lock in. Hey, chat, it's gonna be a fun couple minutes here as we just stumble through the rest of this. It is what it is. I don't know where this is gonna go, but you know what? We've had a good time tonight here hanging out. And again, rest in peace. We'll say one more rest in peace to Dolly Parton while we're still coherent. And then I think once we just start slurring words and getting tired and hopefully, have a nice coherent outro before we, just fall asleep, then, we will, risk that. But either way, like we said, before that happens, we will say one last nice rest in peace to Dolly Parton. And, what a great run. Like we're saying, shout out to the family in a time like this. Again, remembering the legacy is obviously different than, losing the family member there as well too. So, hey, chat, like we're saying, we gotta shout it out one more time here while we definitely can. And what do we just maybe one last shout out to the 1966 football season just for tonight? I guess we could shout it out again in the future. Maybe we'll dig into it more in a future live stream or not. But hey, we just had a throw from this Eagles quarterback that was crazy. I went to look this up and see who this was. I don't know if we've seen him before. Oh, he led the receiver out of bounds. Hey, I guess the receiver could have potentially toe tapped, but it was a little far to the sideline. So he was definitely catching that, pretty far out of bounds there as well. Okay, is this Holt? Chatty just threw a pick, batted at the line of scrimmage. Very Anthony Richardson-like interception for our guy there. It is what it is. But obviously, the Packers at this time, mid-90s, far defense was pretty good here as well. I guess this is kind of like the Reggie White Bowl. Got a little Packers-Eagles. We're just rambling about this Packers-Eagles game that we have on the background. I realized that we didn't even say it. Again, the coherency is starting to slip, Chad. It is what it is. We're going to start we're just going to start getting on websites and start ending up at mobile home parks, West Hill mobile home parks, chat. Hey, yo. I don't even think we looked at tiny house shells. I guess we didn't even do tiny house. We're just start shopping for tiny houses here to end the Rem and Sam pod. Welcome in if you're just joining us live here on the YouTube. We were talking about sports. We were talking about Dolly Parton, and now we're talking about tiny house shells and mobile home parks as well. Do we have a 5-star rating for this home park? Community map gallery. Oh, look! They have a blueberry patch. Hey, yo! What a spot to live, chat. What a spot to what a spot to meet a prostitute with a blueberry patch. Do you get the corner room 33? Is that the prime real estate here? I guess it looks like 34 is actually the nice room. I don't know how this works here, how the layout is this. I'm sure that there is more physical space in real life than is being displayed here on the layout. But for some reason, you have the tallest building over here. I guess, does it need to be, or otherwise it would hit this 36, probably is how it would go. But you think maybe it would be 35 through here? Who's to say? But, either way, again, I'm sure there's more actual pause of an opening here than in real life. But, it's like, is the door going to swing out and hit this? That's getting pretty tight fit there for that. But again, that is a pretty cool situation there as well too. So you do have to say that. I guess everything else is kind of the same. 8, maybe you get a little screwed out here. Kind of in the middle. Hey, you don't want to be a middle seat. But yeah, if you can get to Wheat Hill Community and get to Unit 33, you might be gold. Or Unit 34 is probably your best bet. Again, assuming this is real, should we do an application for Wheat Hill? Oh, it's $40. Hey, yeah. I guess so. We just can't submit a random one because, again, Jed York was just there. And all adult applications are subject to background and credit checks. Hey, yo. Following must be included with your application. $40 cash. Hey, yo, they're just money. They're just stealing our money. One completed application. Proof of income. Hey, yo. So I give him $40, hand him my identity, and give him more money. I think that's how it works anyways. But either way, hey, yo. No, I think maybe if we're not going to actually go over to Wheat Hill Mobile, then we're good. It does sound a little like Shady Oaks. We're up. Does go there as well too. It does sound a little like the retirement, old people vibe, which is funnier for the Jed York story of it as well too. It's like, he's on like the MILFs app or something. It's like, oh, I guess, well, we're gonna start getting crazy. But either way, chat, what just went through our mind? But Wheat Hill Mobile Community is clean, quiet. I guess we already. What was this Jerry Springer sentence though that I saw when I was sitting there? Just a second ago. This is not the type of place that Jerry Springer would ever find people to be on his show. Is this real? Is this real? Is somebody like just really funny and having a good time and didn't care when they do this type up? Or is this, again, like the police just making a fake website and they just don't care because they don't think anybody's actually going to go and read it? Like it says, this is not the type of place that Jerry Springer would ever find people to be on his show. Like, again, you're either a genius in marketing for writing that or you really just do not care at all. Because that's actually, well, I guess, who cares who's on Jerry Springer? It's just normal people. It can be, hamming it up for TV as well, too, just like the host can. Hey, yo, give us civilians a little credit for maybe going in out on and acting and carrying Jerry Springer to fame all these years. But again, just the idea of it, I guess, as well, too. It would be more of a, I guess, like we're saying, this kind of setup here, but, either way, chat. Hey, yo. Yawn number 1, we did pretty good. That's a nice hold off for getting the first yawn of the night today. Hey, yo. But chat, we're winding down. It is what it is. East Palestine, one of those sleepy little towns where nothing ever happens in East Palestine, chat. Hey, yo, they probably just updated this today with it to say that on purpose. Nothing ever happens here. Don't ever look around any other corner here. Nothing ever happens. It's a well-stocked supermarket within walking distance of the community. 2 hardware stores. Excellent library. If you need Walmart or Home Depot. Okay, you get to Home Depot pretty quickly. As well. Current rent for 1-year lease is only $305 per month? Hey, yo. So, water, sewer are sub-metered and charged to the residents each month at the exact same rate as what the city charges. Gas is provided by Dominion of Ohio. So do any of these companies benefit from what's going on here? Dominion, Owen, Edison, I guess Dish and AT&T? Hey, yo. Probably not. And this has now moved the Blueberry Patch. What just happened to the Blueberry Patch? Hey, yo. At first, the Blueberry Patch was in between Unit 33 and 34. Now the Blueberry Patch is over on the left side of Unit 42. And that would have been nice as well to, like, not be able to peer into the window because all these other units, are directly side by side. So it is kind of like, I guess, I don't know if there's like a building situation here. I guess mobile homes. So I guess you probably are kind of looking into each of these lots. They're lots more so than the actual units themselves, I guess. But to have a little extra lot space there, I mean, would have been pretty great. Hey, the Blueberry Patch. What are we doing to the Blueberry Patch? Hey, yeah. Don't dig it up. At least moving it is good. What are we saying? What makes us unique? Here's some many features that make Oak Hill unique. Check. We're really making sure that this is investigated well. REMINGTOM Pod does not leave a stone unturned. Speaking of stones, full concrete pads. No settling, moisture problems, a lot of dry storage units, clean utilities, paved roads, Wellet Street, beautifully landscaped, community veggie garden. Is that also, what about the blueberry garden? Did they lie to us? Did they change, so that when they replanted the blueberry garden, they made it a veggie garden? Or do they have blueberries in the veggie garden? Hey, yo. But also, community veggie garden doesn't sound too bad as well. Maybe do a little research there. But community veggie garden, various activities for the residents. Hey, also they got games. They got games at the Weed Hill Community Center. I guess various activities for the residents could definitely be, the bed squeak. But automated rent collection system, extremely convenient. Country lifestyle, but only minutes from shopping, library, and freeways. Extremely quiet at all times. No, quote, trailer park drama. Bus shop entrance. Again, chat, this has to be, I'm thinking this is fake again. I was thinking this was real when just the normal descriptions of the town, it seemed like, okay, somebody would write this. This makes sense. Now there's like 3 things that are like, actually, this is going to be like the most undervalued best quarterback season that we've had in a minute. So it's like, at some point I have to cave for that, I guess, and see what's going on. But extreme quiet at all times, quote, no trailer park drama. Just people hanging out, blueberry patch. Maybe there's a grill over here somewhere. Just have a good time, talk, hang out by blueberry patch, like we're saying. But either way, make home here. Wheat Hill will even pay up to $5,000 towards your mobile home moving expenses. Hey, yo. So that'll help the launch. But I think mobile homes are not like, cheaper in any way. Turns out they're still a home that you have to buy. It's still pretty tough there. I guess and the kit you build, but I think you gotta just get it built there. It is what it is. Even though again what did it say? It's almost free. Almost free has my attention. I'm not gonna lie. I have to go back to this page and see what we have going on here. Okay, more pictures. Maybe that's a scary sign as well that we need to keep paying attention for what is going on. Hey, yo, Chad, are we still making sense here? I don't know. We may have crossed over. We may have to pull the trigger. And hey, yeah, we may have to, I guess, probably choose our words better. Like we're saying, we may have to just call it a night. I guess call it a day. Oh, Chad, we can't even say it. We may have to call it a night. It is what it is. So like we're saying, again, rest in peace to the great Dolly Parton. The life, legacy, the career. Rest in peace to Whitney Houston. We're gonna throw the bodyguard in right after this, right off the top of the DVD stack, right into the DVD player in honor of the greatness. It is what you have to do. So rest in peace to the legends. Again, we remember the life and legacy of the great Dolly Parton. And Monday, Tuesday, Friday, if we can, now talk about our own schedule here, not to pivot randomly to that, but since we are again mentioning these things, Monday or Sunday, Tuesday, Friday is the schedule here on the live stream on the Rim and Sam pod. So you can go back and double check the Sunday live stream. You can, if you're just joining us during the end here, obviously you have the Tuesday night live stream here, and we will be back Friday night as well too. And then even after that, the cycle continues, unless we update differently. But I have to pop out for a special event or change the days up for travel or something. Who's to say? But again, either way, we will see you all on the Friday night edition of the Rem and Sam pod. Idewild Part 2. I guess we do have to one last Idewild 20th anniversary shout out. Our apologies to Idewild. There's obviously some great things that we're looking forward to mention about the Outcast, music movie situation from '96. But a lot of chat. We just gotta go at this point. It is what it is. We just gotta go. We'll see you all in the Friday live stream, and we'll be back later. Peace.